I just like that intro. I keep playing it. Anyway, hey, welcome to Phalanx. It is one of your hosts, Jason Farrow, creator of the Convictor and other miscellaneous weird shit. Um, but I just wanted to welcome everybody to the Phalanx episode 17. We've done 17 of these, and which is pretty epic. I actually have a really awesome group of guys today. Friends from around the community and fellow creators. So, and our topic today, as up in our advertisement, our graphics, the topic today is weaknesses as creators. Whether you're a writer, an artist, a painter, whatever you are, we all struggle with weaknesses, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today, and talk about how we address it and how we try to combat those weaknesses, or at least how we try to overcome them. So right off the bat, I'm gonna pull in my step co-host, I guess. My good friend, one of my SSB brothers, my good friend Jerry Chatlin of E4 Comics. I'm gonna Here he comes. Hi, Jerry.
Boom!
Boom.
What's
Oh
up,
yeah.
everybody? How
What's
you
up?
doing today?
Good.
Happy
I was
Friday.
just Happy Friday indeed. I'm actually it's my work weekend, but I'm off tomorrow for an art show, so I'm feeling pretty good today.
Perfect.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking at Chris is not here. Christopher Michael. And I have to be sure not to put an S on that because he yells at me. But yeah, he's not here today. He's a step away. He's very busy in his day-to-day true day job, and so today's crunch time for him, so he's not able to make it. He may pop in the comments, but he unfortunately cannot jump into the show. He cannot commit to us today, and
Hopefully
he's lucky.
after this week, he I think his
Well,
load
he's
gets a
very
lot lighter.
lucky that I'm not petty or salty like that, and then I won't hold any of that against him that he was not here. So it works out great. And so let's bring in some of our guests. All right, we're gonna bring in one of our, I guess he's one of our semi-regulars, right? I mean, he's always around, floating around. Our buddy D. All right, we have D Hauser. What's up,
What's
D?
up?
Kid Nebula
Hey.
himself is here.
Good to see you, D. What's up, bro?
Not much, man.
Hey,
The kid's
what's
in the
up?
house.
Yeah, that boy's here. Yeah, all right. See, I love your backdrop. I love it. That's cool, man. There's stuff behind
Yeah,
cool stuff.
that inspires me all the time. That's why
It would definitely inspire me. That's epic stuff, man. Yeah. So D's joined us. Obviously, he's right minutes away from finishing his Kid Nebula book. He's really on the fast track you can play that, which we're all excited for because pretty much I think all of us here backed it. And okay, so who's next? Well, let's bring in one of our absolute regulars. Okay, let's bring in, and of course, your friend and my friend, Dennis Swolencia. There he is.
It's Mr.
Celestial
Swole.
Knight.
You're on mute.
Himself.
You're on mute. Yep.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
It isn't a phalanx until some shit happens. So,
can I do my wrestling intro?
You go ahead, go for it.
All right. So Dr. Valencia, Dr. Valencia Designs, Dr. V Designs. In high school, I was Dr. Love Designs. For today, you're gonna all call me Vengeance. There you go.
Boom! Yeah, all right. Damn, that was
coming in.
You know what? I think you just set the bar. I think next time we do one of these, we're all gonna cut a promo. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna write them and we're gonna cut them.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. We're gonna bring in actually one of our newcomers, our first timer here on the Phalanx. I did give him a pep talk in the green room. I told him, hey, this is not for little ears, and so do you understand that it gets a little nutty and we don't script anything, and usually it's usually coming out of my mouth. So anyway, but I like to Tim Krebel, Tim Haynes. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Tim?
Tim?
Yeah. No, it's all right. Yeah,
you can be called whatever you want.
Happy to.
What do you want to be called?
Oh, Tim is good. That was a on reference. Some call me Tim.
Tim. Tim. All right. Yeah. All right. Now, last but not least, last time we tried to get this guy on here, right?
Kool-Aid.
He had the absolute shit show of trying to get his electronics to work to get logged in, to the point where he was so frustrated that he was blowing up the Instagram, and he was very mad. But he fixed all that stuff. So I want to bring him in. Currently, he has a project on Kickstarter right now, End of Days Chapter 3. You guys may know him as Jerry Cooley of Old School Comics. Hey, here's his face. He made a phalanx. And he's not in a good
Boy,
place.
I thought,
All right.
Jason, I thought you were going to jinx it because I hadn't got on yet. I was expecting my shit to just lock up, and I was literally going to throw my damn computer through
go.
the wall. Man.
Cut that promo, Jerry.
Holy
Cut
shit,
it.
it's great to be here. It's great
I
to
got
be here.
now. We have
Yeah,
one
you just
more.
see me frozen with a computer in hand going through the wall.
We have one more newcomer, a friend of mine, Jude. He was having some technical issues, so I'm going to try to bring him into the stream here, and I'm hoping it works. But again, the curse of the phalanx. It is what it is. So, all right. Are you there, Jude?
I think I am.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, we'll take that. Usually when we have one of our buddies, Nicholas Mueller, on here, he never shows his mug. He literally just goes to the thing. So this is good. This is fine. Hey, if it's working, don't
mess it up.
No,
Whatever
mess
works.
with
At
it.
least you're on
That's
here.
right.
Yeah, I can hear
I
you.
don't know
That's
what's going
all
on
good.
with the video.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is-
It's like I said, it's the curse of this program. But Jude is a phenomenal artist, and he like I said, we run in a lot of the same circles, and I had no idea that he lives very close to me until we were at a recent Comic-Con and we got talking about it, and I was like, it's just one of those things. You're like, bro, you literally live the next town over, and he's like, oh yeah. So here we are.
5 minutes.
And literally 5 minutes. Literally, we actually go shop at the same stores and everything, which is weird.
Small world.
Now, and Jude has one of the unique distinctions. Like, he came up to me. We did Ocean City Comic-Con here in Jersey. We did that not too long ago, and he walked up to me and said, "Hey, when are you gonna have me on your YouTube show?" And I was like, you know what? No one's done that, and I thought that was really cool. I went and told some of the guys here. I was like, man, I was like, it never happens. Like, no one's ever done that. And I was like, yeah, it makes. I'm big time and now. I was like,
That's
I went out and
Pop that
freaking
collar.
I got a Rolls Royce and shit now. Like, I ain't playing games. Like, I'm like, damn, pulling in those subscribers for 146 subscribers. Let's go. But
Don't feel
But
bad,
yeah,
man.
it's,
I'm only
it's really-
sitting at like 65.
yeah, well, to be fair, I have 146 because we've been on for a year and a half. Yeah, that's all.
That's still a
It's
great
'cause it-
number, all right?
Yeah,
Still a
hey,
great
it's
number.
better than
Oh, yeah,
it's better than
that's
zero.
that's
So,
Exactly.
listen, we can't be influencers unless you give me people to influence. So I don't understand.
Oh,
But yeah,
that's what it is.
you know,
They
then I-
know our history, so they don't want us influencing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, that's the thing. That's exactly what it is. Because I will guarantee you, because of the intro I put on this, I will get a copyright infringement on this video. Even though I download the video each time, so I get the new license each time, they will flag it and tell me that way they can't monetize it. I'm like, well, good, because
Oh,
what are you
wow.
monetizing? The 146 people that follow this channel?
Oh shit.
Yeah, okay. Please don't monetize this video of a bunch of guys talking shit. Okay. But
Jesus Christ.
but yeah, so I go through it all the time, and then the band, though, if I dispute it, the band who made the music, it's just the music, by the way.
Yeah.
So the band will contact me and be like, well, I'm like, I downloaded it from a free to use site. So he's like, yeah, well, you need an individual license each time. I'm like, I did that. Well, we're not taking away our claim. I'm like, okay. And I wrote the band back. I'm like, last time I spoke with him, I'm like, I'm still gonna use it though. So like that doesn't change anything. Like I don't.
Oh,
But he's got
Oh, coming out of the darkness.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go. All right, hey, look, and you're not
Yeah.
freezing. That's good.
yes.
All right.
Wifey to the rescue.
Yeah,
Nice.
Everybody's wife always.
Yeah.
makes that
that's like, bro.
It's a given.
That's like that's just yeah,
Thank you,
absolutely.
babe.
If your significant other doesn't walk in here and fix your shit, are you even married?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you're embarrassing. Let me fix it
That's
for
a
you.
given.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want people making fun of you. Come here.
Exactly.
exactly.
My wife sets it all up before I get on. She does all this for me.
I got home from work today and I was like rushing around, like trying to set up this thing. I'm like, I haven't done a Phalanx in so long. I'm like, how do I set up for like live videos? Because when I do the Instagram lives, that's a completely different
Yeah.
configuration than this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to remember how I do it. It's a pain in the ass. But all right. So anyway, we got two people watching. I think one of them's me, and yeah. So for my stalker account, it's all about those numbers, right? I will tell you though.
Damn.
Going in and looking at the analytics of this this channel though, these get we don't some days we pull in like 8, 9, 10 people live, but it's the replays. The replays get eaten up. Like they get watched a lot. And granted, YouTube, the YouTube studio that sets up all this stuff, they they do suggest that we stop hitting the 2+ hour mark.
Really?
The suggestion was maybe you shouldn't do that because most of your drop-offs are after an hour and 15 minutes. I'm like, I was like, I don't mean to do it, but then Chris is on here and Chris doesn't ever stop talking. So, and then I don't stop talking because Chris is talking. And the next thing you know, we're all sending individual texts to each other or in a private chat here going, hey, we got to wrap this up, guys.
Oh, I got to use the bathroom. That's what it is. I got to piss, bro. Yeah.
I put my piss bucket right next to me.
It's like, I got to piss. Yeah.
Listen, I need a Gatorade bottle like I'm at work. Piss in a Gatorade bottle. Man problems, I guess.
Done it. I've done it.
Yeah. I do it every day at work.
No, I've done it on this live. That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
I'm doing it right now.
Hey Dennis.
Listen.
Hey
Gotta
Dennis,
go.
I just want to show you something. Check this out. Look, watch. Just pay attention. See that? You can actually go to the bathroom now.
There you go. Gotcha. Understood.
The tools of the trade.
So now we know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Gary went. That was.
I gotta figure out how to put my logo up there. This is boring.
Yeah, you just gotta. You should prompt you to. You should be able to do it, and when you go to log in, but
Yeah.
so it's just a.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
If
mess
it's
with
not
it
there,
now.
And if it's
Before.
not there, it's just like a circle that pulses when you talk anyway, or unless you stop your. Unless you don't want to use mute and you want us to hear you using the pissing in a bottle. Well, I mean, we can do that too. See, Tim, I told you. I told you, right? What did I tell you in the green room? I said, put those kids to bed. Yeah.
I know y'all sleeping.
Oh shit.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah, I said that.
Bring them up right. That's what I'm talking about.
I started. I was like, Tim, have you ever watched one of these? Like, no, I haven't. I'm like, okay, I need to tell you what's going on. This is kind of what's going on right now. But
It's okay. They're only
all right. Yeah. All right. So, today's topic, right? I was talking to Green Room, everybody. We're all creators and artists in our own right, and different mediums, and I think we all struggle with a weakness, one or two, or more than a handful. And it's one of those things where, I'll not naming names, but my regulars probably have a good idea. There's certain people that don't address their weaknesses and just continue to put out the same type of product, right? And they don't grow. Because if you don't address your weakness, you're not going to grow as an artist. I think we all understand that. And I mean, you can grow naturally just from if you've been drawing. Obviously, if you drew something when you're 5 years old and you continue to do art, and then you draw it later when you're 15, it's going to look different. I mean, that's natural progression. That's just motor skills and all that kind of stuff, right? But what about when you actually have a like a fundamental Chris is in the chat. What's up, Chris? A fundamental weakness, right? What do you do when you have like what are the fundamentals? All right, I'm speaking from an artist. I mean, I also write, obviously. But what are your anatomy, right? A lot of people struggle with anatomy. Anatomy is like something that you need to have a good grasp on it. It's one, and I've heard people, I'm sure we're all on Facebook. Some of us, not Jerry Cooley, and not on Facebook. He was on Facebook for like a hot minute, and then he just peaced out. But right, Jerry, and
Maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, you weren't there very long. Yeah, so. But there's like, I tell you, Facebook is a whole different animal than Instagram. You weren't wrong, because Instagram is a completely different animal than Facebook when it comes to indie comics.
I think I'm back.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you're good. We got you. Got you. And
thought you were going to the bathroom.
Yeah, he gets it. All right.
Did have a signal like
well done, Dave.
Then you go to it.
But so
Yeah,
like anatomy. There's some people that struggle with anatomy, and then they try to hide that. They'll make excuses instead of addressing that they.
Yeah,
go
this
back
is a
and
day
learn
in my
the
life.
They'll make excuses for why they're not very good at anatomy by saying that.
I just got the bird.
There you go. By saying that anatomy, it's their style, right? I'm sure we've all encountered those folks. They say it's their style. I'm like, you can have a style, but you can still know anatomy. Your style shouldn't be like a torso that's 3 times too long. And they here we go. Wait, this wasn't long. This didn't take long. But I think Jude's getting eaten alive right now.
Getting attacked by a werewolf.
Yeah.
That's my fierce bulldog, Chewbacca, who, if he doesn't get enough attention, likes to tell me he's not getting enough attention.
Yeah.
Come here, buddy.
That's my dog. Now my dog doesn't care. He doesn't really give 2 S's about me, but if I'm doing something like this, he's got to be underneath.
I'm not moving, touching the computer. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to leave it just as it is, so it doesn't.
That'll work. So just to get back on really quick topic.
Can he hear us?
I don't think he can hear us. Hello. This is awesome. I'm not hating
Oh
this.
man!
No, I'm not
Like
hating
watching
this.
Big
This is
Brother
good.
after
This
dark.
is good. Yeah,
I need to see this dog.
yeah. I'm not hating on this. I think he thinks his camera is off. Are you there?
Can you hear us?
We can see
You
you.
can hear us.
I think you're on mute, bro.
I don't think he can see us.
Oh man. I might have to drop. Can you hear? Jude, can you hear?
Oh shit!
Yeah. All right.
That was awesome. He's kept the Phalanx streak alive right here.
Oh man, this is
Oh
bro.
yeah.
We've had some good times, bro. This is awesome. Damn. But can you see us? Jude, I need
Some confirmation.
yes, Jude, I need to know. Can you
Dude.
see us and hear us?
My stomach hurts, bro.
Oh god.
Jude, do you hear anything we're saying?
Does he think we just been quiet this whole time? Like, I don't get it.
Like, I wonder when the damn show's gonna start.
Dude,
Dude,
Oh man,
I gotta-
tears here.
I'm sweating.
Wow.
Fuck, I'm drinking too now.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Wow.
Episode 17. Let's
he's
go.
having a good
17, we're
time.
gonna-
Look at the
we're
smile.
gonna have to
on his
earmark
face.
this
He's
one.
having a good time.
It's
Holy
definitely
shit.
got rewatch material.
Yeah.
I'd send him a message. I want to send him a message through Messenger, but I don't know if that would freeze his thing.
Oh shit.
Dude, Jude, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Chris just said I can't hear it up.
Great baller.
Holy moly.
Jude,
Yeah, Chris,
can you hear any of us?
it's all your fault, buddy.
All right. Jude, blink twice if you can hear us.
Oh, God.
You're gonna have to knock him out.
I might have. Hey, I don't know if you're hearing me,
Oh,
Jude.
shit.
I might have to take you out of stream, and then you'll have to bring you back in.
Oh my
Because,
god.
I don't think you're hearing anything. And
Dude, I'm sweating.
he's laughing. Are you hearing what we're saying? Like, I mean,
Oh,
you're not
yeah,
just
he's
laughing
having
for
a good time, man.
Yeah.
He's just living life.
Yeah.
I gotta turn the air conditioning on. I gotta turn my AC on. I'll be back.
Getting the sweats going.
Oh shit.
And then there were 5.
Oh,
Oh,
you can hear us. Oh my God, I'm crying. Like Jesus. God Almighty. Jude, I'm gonna have to send you. Jude, can you hear me? Nod your head if you can hear us.
I don't think so.
That's it. You nodded the other way. That's no. What about? Can you
It's like,
can you see us? Do I have to write something on a piece of paper? I'm like, I don't. All right,
please do it.
Jude, are you on a delay?
gosh.
All right, I don't know. This is the first time. All right, I'm gonna send Jude. I'm gonna send you a message. Your messenger. I hope it doesn't blow your phone up. But
Oh boy.
anyway, guys, welcome to this is Phalanx, episode 17. Chris said, "There you go.
Awesome.
There you look at
I can
me.
hear you.
Oh,
Yeah, well, do you hear? We're like been talking to you. You can hear us, but you like we literally were speaking to you. Can you see us?
Oh my.
Can you not hear me? Maybe you can't hear me.
Yes.
There we go.
I don't know. This is gonna go down as one of the best ones. So, I'm gonna say right now, Jude, you're coming on every single time we do one of these. So
Bring the
Oh,
dog.
yeah, you
yeah.
got to, man. Oh, yeah.
This is what we're okay. All right, Jesus, let's circle the wagons. All right, now
Wifey took him to the
so
Thank you.
weaknesses.
Wow.
So right, let's talk about weaknesses. Like some of us have weaknesses when it comes to digital stuff, and technology is a weakness. Technology can be a weakness. It wouldn't be a phalanx without technological weakness.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
listen, if we're not known
My
for
shit
anything
usually
on here
works
other
fine
than,
until I have to actually use it.
well, of course, that's how it always is. Duh.
Can you hear us now, Jude?
It's Comcast. That's
Yeah.
Can you hear?
Oh, okay. He can hear us.
There we go. There we go.
why. You know what? Maybe the sound
I
caught
can hear you
up
this
with
whole
it.
time.
We just wondered why you weren't answering us, though. We didn't know if, like, we had to write you a letter.
We were talking to you this whole time.
You were talking to you
What?
in a. Yeah, we were talking.
We were talking to you this whole time.
Jude, how long? When did you start drinking? What happened? When did you start? Was it
I'm a little
earlier today? Was it little? Was it like what? An hour and a half
5
ago?
o'clock
Like
this morning.
5 o'clock. Save the drinking for tomorrow, buddy. Anyway, yeah. So now that I think we're all squared away, man, that was awesome.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
Dude, I thank you for all that. That was great.
Where,
All
did,
right, so-
where did Jay go?
Jay's still here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're gonna. He's
Can you
messing
hear
around.
us?
He can
Yeah.
hear us.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Stop.
Okay.
All right.
Back
So-
to the topic.
To the topic, right? Okay. Weaknesses, right? We all got them, and I want to hear what they are. And so I'm going to start with myself first.
Well, would you
So,
like me to say something about the topic?
no, not yet. So we were trying to get you to say something for a while. All right, you go. All right, you want to talk?
Yeah, so
Tell me what your weakness is when it comes to the artist.
Yes.
usually when I'm stuck with things, I go on to something else.
All right. Yeah, I've done the same.
You know, I try to have a couple of projects in the works at one at a time. So if I'm doing something and it's not working out for me, I'll go on to something else, and then or I'll just do a shitload of research until something hits me in the face.
No, that's I've done the same. And
For example,
Sure.
I got a guy wants me to design a flight suit for an alien for his book for interior illustrations, and tech and armor and shit like that's really not in my wheelhouse.
Talk to
So
Dennis.
Yeah.
I've been struggling with that.
Yeah.
So I kind of just stepped away and researched like the bird because it's like a bird flight suit, like the birdmen
Mhm.
out in the southwest,
All right.
shit like that, and then it just finally comes in.
Yeah, it's definitely. I've been there. I've stepped away from stuff too, and sometimes you have to. I think Dennis really early on when we were talking, we first started, talking, and I
so,
think
yeah.
he struggled with that for a little bit, and he said, and that's
Otherwise,
what I told him.
I most of the stuff I do is I try to is like pinups or just single spot illustrations.
Right.
What do you feel is the weakness from drawing the suit? Is it like too much lines, too much technicality into it? Like,
For some reason, when I get into drawing like tech and stuff, it just becomes very blocky. My drawings become very blocky.
What's up, Pops?
Not very organic. And like that kind of then it starts just getting in my head. That and like my initial sketches, my line weight and stuff are just so blown out that it's hard to get like the fine detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, what do you got? What do you got for me, Tim? What do you struggle with?
So.
Well, probably the most like perspective. Building angles in the background. That's a struggle for me, and it's something that I'm always trying to tackle. I hate using colors, but I mean it's really a must for me in when I'm drawing that kind of stuff, especially. And really, like Jude said, I just kind of study the hell out of it and look at other people's art to try to become inspired. And sometimes I have to step away as well and draw something else and just draw something completely different.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I mean, because it really does. Like, I mean, golly, why can't I get this right? And I mean, sometimes hands or feet, I don't know what it is but I think a lot struggle with that too.
Listen, don't let hands or feet. Chris isn't here, so
Well,
I'll
think
start
about like
it.
shit.
Don't
like
let hands and feet get in your way because it
you
worked
see
for
them
Rob
so
Liefeld.
like
So.
you see them all the time. So if they're just a little bit off, like it's like, ooh, that's off.
Yeah.
And it like shit like that is just becomes so pronounced and so hard to, because then like with me, then I start getting OCD about it, and I'm like, ah. And I try to go to another part of the drawing, and then I'm like sucked right back into to the part that I'm following with.
Yeah. Or like maybe changing the angle of a hand or something. If I can't get it right. Or looking at, I look at all different kinds of styles of art, like from the cartoony art to like detailed shit there. There's just a whole bunch of different approaches I like to take, but mainly it's just studying, like you said, trying to get out of my own head.
I'll tell you what, David Finch has a bunch of tutorials on YouTube, on his YouTube channel. They are fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic. Like,
yeah, he's got some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Never. David Finch, you said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He's pretty prominent.
Yeah, his stuff on YouTube is like, it's sometimes before I go into something, if I'm gonna hit like a major background or something like that, I'll just take a quick peek at like how he handles perspective, like, and he goes over all that stuff, and it helps just even just seeing how somebody else does it, you know.
Yeah.
I like to take I'll take shit from, you know, I'll take shit from anyone as long as it helps me get to where I, you know, because if it's not working the way I'm doing it, and somebody else, if I see someone else doing it a certain way, I have no problems like acclimating that into my what I'm doing and how I'm drawing.
Well, Tim, just if you do struggle with the hands, right? I got a little piece of advice for you, and it's super secret. But when you go to produce a comic book, just have your inker put the hands in. That's what everyone does. That's what the real big shots do. So that's a Rob Liefeld dig. I'm just putting that out there. Chris isn't here, so I have to step up and do it for him. So, but yeah, so he didn't used to draw hands and feet, and he just put them on there and said the inker would do it.
Oh wow!
I'm like, for real?
Like everybody just kind of throws it once there.
Yeah, he just throws it in there. But yeah, it happens. All right, D. Let's hear what you struggle with.
Let me get out the list. Hold on.
You're like me. Hold on. Let me get...
Okay, let's see. Where should I start? I alphabetize them, so let's start with
Wow.
No. I mean, so like, kind of what you like. So always, there's always a challenge with feet and hands, right? I mean, that's kind of almost a given. That's always kind of a challenge, depending. And then varying perspectives has always been kind of something I've been really trying to force myself to tackle, because it's sometimes, that's always been one of the challenges for me, and I've been working on that through this. And this comic's kind of been like thrown into on the frying pan there, but then the other.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, the other, well, there's a lot of them, but another big thing would be the really utilizing shadows and and just varying line weights and things like that. Where before I'm getting there, but before I wouldn't really use much a lot of the shadowing and all that stuff. And now I've been working on that a lot, trying to. So those are some of the main ones, without going through the whole list.
No, hey, let's just hit the bullets.
Do you guys ever just get so annoyed that you just say to yourself, "Today I'm only drawing feet and hands"? That's it.
Yeah, I've done
it's
that.
like a basketball player.
All the time.
I'm not getting in the gym until I make.
I was going to talk about
throws.
that. Yep.
Okay.
I said sometimes you just got to sit down. That's all you draw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it, you got them right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know me. I've talked
Yep.
about this before. I'm like Captain
I'll
Photo
do a
Reference.
lot
I
of
take
them
pictures of
in
my
my
own
warm-up
shit.
drawings
so-
too.
but-
Mm.
I draw them all and then face them all, and they look like crap.
Okay.
well, all right, Dennis, what do you got?
Kind of take it from a couple areas. I'm really interested in great topic, by the way, Jason. I was really interested in to hear what the writers have. So, Jerry, I know you as a
You want
writer.
Jerry? Jerry can go. We can throw Jerry on.
Well, I'll go with this.
Let's go
So
first.
for me, as a creator, as my book, the art thing is one thing, and that's my strength. So little things I'm learning is obviously storytelling. So my first book, my storytelling, from going on to my second book, my storytelling is getting better, and I know as long as I can see that progression getting better in that storytelling. So I don't consider it a weakness, but it's definitely something I'm working on. As far as the writing part, how do I address that? I get an editor who sees things that I don't. I had this great part in my book. I showed Chris when I saw him. I said, I thought this part kills. And then she actually ripped it a new one. And I was like, wow, she killed it. She destroyed it. But when she gave me her reason why, I was like, wow, I didn't see it in that way. So asking for that help or someone with fresh eyes to see it, who isn't connected to the comic book world, who's just someone in a more of a writing world. So just getting that help and a new set of eyes to look at it from a different perspective really made me change the way I look at it, looking at it in the sense of not just me and you guys, but seeing it in the sense of a reader who just picked it up and the intensity of a scene and how I broke the scene because I wanted to put a funny moment in there. So something I would never have thought of, but she challenged it, and I thought that was great. So I always recommend if you have a weakness, get somebody in here with a fresh set of eyes, someone who is like, and I lean on my editor because it's just a totally different take on what I'm typically used to. D, like we talk about, like, how do you get away? And Jude brought it up. Like, I think one of the things I realized doing the book, I miss doing fan art. And even D could attest to that. Doing something different than what we've been staring at for 6 months. Taking your mind off drawing the same character for the last couple of months and doing fan art and something new and fresh and exciting just makes your input and your output more fresh and exciting. So I think that was, you nailed it. And it was funny. As soon as you nailed it, Jude, and you said that, I thought of D, because we were literally talking about this just a week ago of we need to get back to that. But at the same time, we want to finish our book. But at the same time, it's that little thing of doing other things that aren't our guy just reinvigorates us. But
that's literally how I felt when I did that for you and Jack. That was just epic. It was just drawing somebody else's thing.
Yeah.
Instead of your thing that you've been drawing for 150 years. And it's just super refreshing. I recommend it to anyone. If you have to take a break from your book, draw a piece of fan art.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I was super interested when I saw this topic because I don't consider it so much weaknesses. It's more things I'm working on. And from my perspective as a creator, I'm working on the art. I work on the inking. I'm working on the coloring. I'm working on the writing. The only thing I don't do is the lettering, which thank God I have Chris. But I was so interested in someone like Jerry. So Jerry, as a writer, what is his weakness? The whole time I was thinking today is, what's he going to say? Is it character development? Is it dialogue? Is it, the scene that he's trying to portray? I was so interested in that. I was hoping as writers, you guys would really delve into what those weaknesses are as writers. But go ahead, take the floor.
All right. Not Jerry Cooley.
When
that's Cooley, and then we got Jerry.
I dabble in writing. I my strength as far as that goes, I'm great with overall plots, overall story. It's when I try to get into the minutia of the story and the details, getting from place to place, that's where I tend to have a little problems. Dialogue, I'm horrible. Horrible. I mean, I have I get some good lines here and there, but I have a hard time with it. The book I'm working on now, it's me and a buddy of mine. He's doing all the writing, and we're editing each other. I mean, I will throw as I get pages of the script from him, I'll do my edit, and I'll be like, yeah, we should put maybe this line here, make reference to this or whatever. like my writing is kind of like storytelling without words. Like a lot of times when I'm writing, I'm more sketching out scenes. I'll be like, all right, this will be a cool scene, and I'll do some basic sketches just so I know kind of where I'm at. But yeah, dialogues kills me.
What about you, D4? Let's go. Let's hear it. You're the predominant writer. This is your bread and butter.
Taking notes, Jerry. I'm taking notes.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess the obvious weakness is artwork. I can't draw.
Yeah, no. You're a writer. Yeah, we're not talking about you're a writer. That's what you do.
Come on, writer.
Right,
I'm like with Dennis. I'm very curious. As a writer myself, I'm very curious to hear.
All right, so from my point of view, I'll be honest with everyone. I'm not gonna say weakness. I'm gonna say learning as I go. Like I probably did like a semester in college about writing or anything. So like I can say that I don't really have professional background except from what I do from time to time for myself. So I feel as I started creating a comic book, I had to learn all these different parts of writing. You know, like Jude said, like dialogue, you know, explaining background, explaining situations. I guess you could say my biggest thing right now, my biggest weakness that I want to work on is layout. Is layout of how I'm writing the story. So that way my artist can visualize what it is that I want on this page or how much I want on this page. So as a writer, when you're writing all these things, especially for me, when I start, this is why I have to write things down multiple times, because I feel when I come up with ideas, it's like a wave of ideas. And then for me to put it down on paper. So the first initial writing, putting it down on paper is always the worst because I'm just trying to take it from here onto paper. Right. Then once I get it down on paper, then I can rewrite it again, you know, to go over everything and, you know, analyze the idea that I had and then write it a third time so that way I can really put it into a good structure.
Jerry, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, it does.
All right, so because your books read very much like a manga. So when you're writing it, are you struggling with doing more of a Western kind of story or a manga kind of story? Like, does that ever filter in your brain as you're writing it? I'm writing it to this way or to that way. Am I keeping true to my characters or keeping true to the genre I'm writing for?
Yes, because especially with the characters that I'm writing, there's definitely different like ideas I like to take from different areas. So it's kind of like, let's say for a fight scene, you know, writing a fight scene, I see Jason, when he does his convicted fight scene, it's specific, real martial arts. And I love it. You know, it's great. But with my characters, yes, there is martial arts in there, but at the same time, it's kind of more, if you watch like a Dragon Ball Z, like these dudes are going to be flying. They're going to be hitting walls. They're going to be going through trees. They're going to be going through boulders. There's going to be so much of that. And then writing all that, this is how I want their powers to be used. This is how I want their abilities to use. And it's kind of like combining a structure of real martial arts, Dragon Ball, or maybe even like the Avatar, The Last Airbender, you know, all those kind of aspects into one. So it's great to visualize it. Once again, remember when I started writing this is all the idea of an anime, you know, creating like my own anime. So it's very difficult for me to visualize all that in my head and then put it down on paper. You know?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How do you go with like pace story, you know, getting your story out but not making it feel rushed or making it feel you had to leave stuff out or something along those lines?
I caught that too, Nate.
What's up, Nate?
Going through boulders. Boulder is not the boulder.
So when it comes to doing things like that, it's basically how do I answer this? I guess you could say I basically when I'm writing the story, I have to place everything the way that I want to place them. So after visualizing everything, it's kind of like there's a lot of sticky notes that I kind of put down so I can remember this is where I want this is where I want that, this is how I want this, and then I pretty much gather and put it all into the story. So that way I can have a layout of how I want things to be or the perspective of it. So that's part of the way that I try to, go into that. So if that answered your question,
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, about a layout, that's a really good point. I mean, somewhere down the road, I'm gonna write a comic, my comic. I'm just, trying to tips from the pros here. So
yeah, like it's very difficult when it comes down to just being the writer because it's constant work. You're telling someone your vision and how you want it, and it's a little difficult. Even when it comes to dialogue, because the four brothers are kind of, based on me and three of my other friends, I can go to them and be like, would you say something like this? Would you say something like that? Throw in your dialogue. If there's anything you want to fix, fix it, or anything like that. But then when it comes to all the other new characters, I kind of have to really understand their personality, get into their head, how I want them to respond, and everything like that. So I feel like my weakness is structure, and I'm slowly working on that. And when it comes to how do I get all that information on paper, I feel my books are always 34 pages. I feel that gives me the space to put the story, action, and dialogue, enough of each to keep everybody interested in the story, to give enough of that information. So every book I've ever put out so far is always 34 pages. I feel like that's the perfect number for me.
Do you ever feel like you're painting yourself into a corner with that, Jerry? I mean, just to a specific number of pages. Like, do you ever find that a challenge?
Yes, but at the same time, if I have to go more, I do more. Like the Dices saga, I've been kind of thinking that the third book, the final book, might break 34 pages. So I mean, most people tell me regular comic books are like between 22, to like,
yeah, they're not nowhere near what all of us are putting out.
Exactly.
Not even close.
Ridiculous.
Nowhere close.
Yeah.
And they're $6. Like,
And it's
fuck. Give me a fucking
tomorrow
break.
I'm gonna be buy my 36-page indie comic for $5.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Exactly.
Shit, man! In the '80s, that was like a giant-sized book. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I know.
A 32 page is like a special edition now in modern comics.
Absolutely.
That'll cost you $10,
Yeah.
$11.
Right, or an
off.
annual. I think the annual comics were a little bit longer when he did annuals, right?
Yep.
And all right, Cooley, you're up. So since you were already talking,
Let's go, Cooley.
I'm like D. Let me pull out my notebook.
My list.
I mean,
well, we all have we all have those. I think we all have that.
Backgrounds is probably one of my biggest things, and as far as art, and I try to focus on that a lot, because used to, I mean, I was big into the early image stuff, and I was just like they were, I wanted to do the action, but I didn't want to put all the work into the backgrounds and the fine details, and I mean, there's so much that you miss there when you don't do the backgrounds. I mean, you can add so much to a story with just little details. And so I try really hard. And
don't read a Convictor comic then, because background light.
I put a lot. I mean, extra focus on the background though. And I mean,
as far as all the focus is beating the shit out of each other.
Blood splatter. Blood splatter eyes.
I was like, I'll draw. I'm like, I don't have any background here. Let me just put some cracks in imaginary wall. Like, I'm like, you look at this, like, goddamn Gut City's a freaking dump. Like, everything's got cracks in it. It's the easiest city in the world to draw. I did that on purpose.
Yeah, you got to have the
and then another thing,
scoreboard on the back.
Yeah,
of course.
I find that I'm my biggest weakness, because I mean, personally, and I know I hate to speak for everybody in here, but I'm sure everybody feels the same way I do. I'm a perfectionist. I want to put the best product out that
Of course.
I possibly can.
Yeah, I think that's all of us.
So,
100%.
of course, I'm overly critical of a page or a panel.
Yeah.
And I
Bingo.
tend to, I'm my own worst weakness, when it comes to that. But I've gotten to the point in my older age where, hey, that's good enough. I'm not going to
Well, that's the thing.
spend.
I think we've said that on here
5
before.
days on a
Sometimes you
page.
gotta know what good enough is.
Yeah.
It's never going to be perfect.
You got to learn.
So
when
good
to
enough
go
is
with it.
okay. Right.
Exactly. So
Absolutely.
and as far as writing, I mean dialogue, personal dialogue between the characters. But luckily I've got my daughter co-writing with me, so she helps me with
Right.
that. The greater outline of the story. I mean, I've got that. I don't have any issues with that. Or plotting a book, that's no problem. But when it comes to the everyday, the dialogue, and you would think as much as I talk most of the time, I wouldn't have trouble with dialogue. But when you start trying to flesh your characters out,
You and me
it's
both.
tough sometimes. I mean, it's tough. So the best thing to do is find somebody that's really good at it to help you out with it. Get some pointers, talk to people. And you guys, I mean, y'all have helped me tremendously with several different things. I mean, you got issues with something, reach out to somebody,
Dennis,
So
are you drawing with a
that's
marker
mine.
or are you choking a mouse?
It
What
sounds
are you
like
doing over there?
choking a mouse.
That's exactly what I heard.
I think
It
he
sounds like
hadn't
he's
killed
struggling
him
with
yet.
some.
Hold on.
I think I heard the death rattle.
Listen, Dennis loves to draw during these, so we do not want to take away from his process. He draws some phenomenal
I
stuff.
can't
in
wait to
these
see
too.
what he does.
Yeah, he does some great shit during the Phalanx. That's his. All right, so what's that leave me? I guess. All right, I'll come at this from two, for as a writer and as an artist. Right. Obviously, I do both for my books. I think kind of tag off what a few you said. Like for me, with writing, from the writing aspect, I think for me it is pacing.
Yeah.
Because if you
that's
read
what
any of my books, people have told me this, and they say, "Hey, you like literally start off 100 miles an hour, and you don't let off on it until the end, right?" And the buildup is
one of the
slow,
writers I
but
work with is he'll call me up in the middle of he writes like he's writing like multiple books like novels, and I'll get a call. Hey, I'm doing this. Can you draw this character out for me? And a lot of times that collaboration is something I really appreciate between the doing the drawings and the writer. I forgot where I was going with this.
yeah, I do that at least 17 times during one of these. So you're okay. You're in good company.
Even in doing commissions and stuff. A big thing with me is just the collaboration. Just trying to get into the person's head who either commissions me or the writer, like to give them exactly what they want, what's written on the page and stuff, and maybe even more if I can, enhance it as much as possible.
Well,
yeah.
No,
I don't know.
I totally feel you there. That's all right. It happens. Like I said, that it's usually my shtick. It's like it's refreshing to see somebody else do it. But yeah, so like for me, it's pacing. When I'm writing, it's pacing. And sometimes like that pacing is dialogue doesn't come that hard for me. Like it's not that big of the dialogue. I don't really grasp at. But it's certainly the Chris will tell you it's the excessive special effects because I write it as a script. So it's easier for me because when I'm writing and I'm the artist of the same book, I don't have to
One of my
overwrite everything
other
'cause
big
I know where everything
weaknesses
is.
is actually getting started.
Yeah, well, that happens. I think that's all of us. Procrastination is the artist's
Just sometimes
Achilles
a
heel.
blank page is very, very intimidating.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. And so as a writer, that's some of my issue. And then as an artist, I felt you right there, Tim, when you said like some perspective. I hate perspective. I despise it. And it's not that it's hard, it's just tedious. And and even I think sometimes you if it looks right as the creator that's doing it, you'll look at it and it just still doesn't look right to you. Has anybody? Okay, all right. So it's not. I'm not alone. Okay. Also, like shading, like lighting. Yeah, lighting's a real issue for me. I have, especially because I'm always writing in. I'm always setting my character in this particular type of story, in a particular type of environment, like a city, and it's usually always nighttime. I don't think Victor's ever seen daylight. And so there, there's a lot of shadow play there, and I struggle with that sometimes to the point where I'll make myself completely nutty about it, and I'll try to, you know, I'm still learning I'm still trying to grasp the shading. I have a whole book on shading. It's really super helpful. But backgrounds, like Jerry Cooley said, backgrounds, yeah, like I like a lot of my action to be forefront. The backgrounds, I'm a little light on it. Like I'm okay coming in like into overshots, of a city or giving perspective of the area, overall is okay. But for me, it's if I'm having guys battling on the screen, that is literally all I don't want to see anything else. Like, that's how
just want to see the.
Yeah, and I kind of put myself in that, like as a reader, I would like that, but that I could, sometimes I mean, I don't open a book to study the background. I don't do that. Don't grab me. I'll appreciate a cool background. I'm not saying that at all. Like Jerry Cooley stuff, like his backgrounds are awesome, like the Victorian stuff, and that's detail, like nuts, heavy stuff, and I love it. But so far, two of my books, the fighting has been done in alleyways, so it leads you to believe that there's nothing else in the city but alleys. but but that's kind of where I'm at because unfortunately, both of these stories, that's where most of this, this stuff is done, and so I can get away a little bit with backgrounds. I can throw in there a little graffiti and and some
I
cracks.
definitely relate to that, Jason, because
Yeah.
like issue 1 takes place in the orphanage and everything,
Yeah.
maybe in a little town, but when we finally get to the Dyson saga, we finally enter a city, and now I can actually
it's a whole different thing. Yeah,
it's a whole different thing, whole different background.
And that's what I say. You write for an artist, so you have to be super detailed about everything. Like I'm fortunate, and I'm sure Dennis is the same way. Like I write for me, so I don't have to get really heavy into the details because, again, I'm writing about something I've known a long time, so I could, Dennis started talking about something earlier, but like I know this city like the back of my hand. I know everything in it, and because I've only had it for 30 years, so it's easier for me to just write a real small. This is what happens, and I know exactly where it is, and I know exactly what it looks like. I know, it, but yeah, you're writing as a lot of just writing for an artist to interpret their words, and you have to be the details have to be there. They have to be right there, and I'm fortunate that I don't have to do that.
I was always told that basically I give a lot of detail, but at the same time, I also try to give the artist free reign.
You did that for me. You did that, Sir Ice. You wrote for the Sir Ice 8 pages for Sir Ice, and yeah, like you gave me when you wrote it, I visual it because obviously I visualize in my head. Boom, I know exactly what he means. I know exactly how I was going to draw it. But you left enough area that I can just do whatever. You know what I mean? Like exactly. That's the perfect balance, my friend. Definitely. But all right, well, so that's all the weaknesses, right? And then we're all working towards them. I think all of us are trying to work towards them and trying to overcome. Like Jude had said, sometimes just starting a project is rough, and it's right. There's times he's right, man. Sometimes I'll thumbnail some pages out, but if you're just gonna draw like pinup or fan art or something, it can be a little much. It can be overwhelming, actually. But just like Dennis said, sometimes, man, if I'm stuck on something, I'll just doodle like something that's not mine, which is awesome. That is so freeing to draw somebody else's stuff, and or just even I'll go and draw a character that's not even one of my characters that I haven't drawn in a long time, like just to break them. Like I was doing that thing for a while.
Is Jason there, and I'm just not seeing or hearing him?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he's there.
I had a feeling he couldn't hear you. I've been thinking about that the whole time. I was like, I don't think he can hear you.
Yeah, Jason. I got a blank. I got black screen, and I cannot hear him.
Yeah, no, I'm here. So, all right. So anyway, that would explain every time I get my toes stepped on.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
Well, I run over.
I had a feeling because Jason's talking, and it was like Jude could not hear him, and he was just not talking. And I was like, did he hear him?
Jerry, you're the co-host. You got to put a finger up and let Jude know when he's ready to talk. So,
yeah,
you gotta. Hey Jerry, write on that piece of paper. Okay, Jude, Jason's done. Talk. So, anyway, but yes. So we've addressed our weaknesses, and
I have no feed for Jason.
Okay, look. Hey, Jude, maybe this will help Jude. Here. I'm like, I thought this guy was my friend. He's literally doesn't give two shits about what I have to say.
Dude, I got the ab workout of a day. Oh my god. What?
Oh god.
Oh, my abs.
That's hilarious.
And now it's even more awkward because I try to respond to him and he's talking. Hey, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. And he doesn't answer me back. I'm like, wow, Jesus, tomorrow's gonna be tense. But anyway.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
But yeah, so right, that's our weaknesses, right? And I think the best way a lot of us would try to deal with them is here.
Yeah, I hope I'm not interrupting Jason. How do I rectify this?
Hey Jerry, tell him I'm gonna drop him out, and then I'm gonna drop him completely. I'm gonna drop him completely off the program, and then him to log back in.
All right, Jude. Jason's gonna log you out, and he's gonna want you to log back in, right?
Wow, I was just gonna say, tomorrow's gonna be fun, Jason.
Oh god, I'm sweating.
Woo!
God.
I hope they live stream.
Man, every time you go to talk, Jason's like,
holy shit, bro, this is awesome.
I had a feeling, is it that he can't hear? But I was saying to myself, how is it that he just can't hear you?
Here.
He can hear everyone else.
Jesus, can you see me?
Let's go.
Hi, Jay.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, you can hear me? All right.
Yes.
God damn.
Oh god.
Hour and 7 minutes in. All right.
awesome.
Man, if people don't turn into the Phalanx just for this stupid bullshit, like I don't know what they do. You know what I mean? This is literally, they don't turn in for the shenanigans. Like, I don't know. We're not going to get anybody. God damn. People are crying and shit.
Man.
Jude's stepping all over me when I'm trying to talk. And then I'm trying to answer Jude, and then he's still this rambling. And I'm like, God, is he smashed? Is Jude drunk? Because he just keeps talking. And
Brought the ladder
wow.
now.
Yeah, man, listen, hey Jude, not for anything. If you're gonna make a first appearance, that's how you do it.
That's right. This is the
Welcome.
best episode
Welcome.
yet.
Holy shit! You just guaranteed you have a seat on here going forward.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, it just
All right,
struck
that's
me as I
hilarious.
see Jerry like sitting there, like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, wait a second.
That is correct. Everyone has it. Well, Jude doesn't, but we put our hats on backwards. It's kind of a
I feel
thing.
left out. Yep.
Yeah, we do. It's kind of like a. It's a theme. Today's theme: backwards hat.
It is
hats
definitely.
backwards. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
just messing around, so we all decided to put our hats on. That's why we did it. Sticky Goose.
Oh shit.
We were just messing around today. I always have a hat backwards, so usually Jerry Cooley always does too. But yeah, so
most
the
of the
back to
time.
weaknesses. We all work on them. I know I do. I know everyone struggles with them. And like Dennis said, it's not. Dennis was pretty nail on the head with that when he said it's not really a weakness. It's just something you're just working towards. You know what I mean? So a weakness is something I think that you refuse to address. That's what I think.
Hey Cooley,
Um,
can I ask you a question, Cooley?
Do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right, cool.
come on.
So when you scripting yours, are you struggling with like? Because I always feel like it's Victorian, and like I don't know why you worry about backgrounds because your backgrounds are on point. But
Yeah,
are
for
you
real, right?
struggling?
I
Yeah, for real,
appreciate
like
that, man.
unbelievable. Yeah, when
Yeah,
you're doing
awesome.
your dialogue, are you thinking about that, like making more Victorian or trying to get that like those inflections in the
Jerry's
way they speak?
campaign link is actually in the comments if anybody wants to go visit.
Nice. Tell me, Jerry.
I appreciate
an
that,
error
Jason.
occurred.
The toughest part, Dennis, me and my daughter actually sit down sometimes and try and act this thing out, because
Nice.
and you try to put yourself in character, and I
Mm.
mean it's tough because it's kind of close to acting in some ways because I'm not Irish, but I try to pull Irish accent with Elizabeth, and
Mm.
you don't want to
Elizabeth.
overdo it though,
Sorry.
because I've seen books
Mhm.
where
Macho Man.
yeah, I've seen books where it's overdone, and I mean it comes out looking like shit, when you're trying
Yeah.
to read it. And one of the biggest things that comes to my mind was Claremont back in the early '90s with Banshee and Myra Taggart. He tried.
Yeah.
He went a little too deep with the Irish accent, and it didn't always come off. I know you're a big X-Men fan, so you know exactly
man.
what I'm talking about there.
Yeah.
Now,
Good call.
similarly, how you
But
feel
yeah,
about
I mean,
Rogue,
it's
though?
it's a challenge.
I think you
it's-
nailed Rogue.
Oh, that
who
like
doesn't
Kate.
like Rogue?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think accent-wise, like
Oh,
I'm saying,
sugar,
the Louisiana.
sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's sometimes you got a little.
Oh yeah,
but
they nailed it.
it was.
Yeah, they
You
nailed
definitely
that.
when you read it, like you said, just like you said, Clem. When you read it, you definitely got the set. You knew where she was from. If you never read the comic, if you know anything about accents, you
Right.
definitely had a good idea.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. With Banshee, sometimes Banshee was a little,
And same thing with Gambit.
and more.
Gambit,
Yeah.
He went a little over the
Yeah.
top with Gambit every once
Yeah,
in a while,
Gambit was
too.
way worse than anything they did with.
But you know what? When you do that, like the way Claremont wrote it,
Jerry.
if he said like A, you knew that was Wolverine. If he said something in German, you knew it was Nightcrawler.
Mhm.
If he
Right.
said something in Russian, it was just those
Right.
simple little words that he would put in there, and it was just you could talk regular, and you put that one little
Right.
word, and it just worked. You automatically knew where they were from. You automatically knew their character.
Yeah, it was
Even
like
if you-
conversational pieces.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
great.
Yep.
And that's something when I was writing mine, I had read a lot of
Yeah.
Claremont. He has so much exposition and build up on the scene, and then as I'm writing it, I don't write that way. But like,
Oh,
how
God,
can I get
yeah.
that dialogue? Like, if I take the picture away, can you tell who's talking? And I could. So I was like, okay, I think I'm pulling it off. Hopefully, the reader
Yeah.
will see that.
Well, I was like with the
And,
Tridents gang. It was easy.
I'm
Wrote like a
right.
bunch of people I always hated. Is Jerry frozen?
Cooley.
No, okay.
But yeah,
Did he?
All right. Oh, we jinxed them. Oh, bro.
no, I was writing the prequel book. Well, I am writing the prequel book with Matt Martin right now, and I'm doing this one solo. So you know, I mean, you bring up Claremont. I went back and looked at a lot of other stuff, you know, because I've tried to take what aggravated me about it and tried to fine tune it a little bit. And I am exposition heavy, you know. I'm putting a lot into this book, you know. But, and I asked Matt, you know, because me as an artist, I know it would kind of piss me off a little bit because I don't want to be boxed in either, because I'll kind of plot my stuff out and work off a loose plot and then come back and finish writing it out. But he seems to be liking it. Now, I mean, you guys have seen some of the stuff in our private chat, you know, that Matt's been turning out off of my pages, off my script. And I mean, he's killing it, man. The dude is literally in my head. I'm loving it. He's loving it. So, and I mean, if something doesn't work for him, or we'll change it, you know, because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm an artist first and foremost, and I'm a visual guy. So I'm trying to write as what I would picture if I were actually drawing a book. And he seems to be good with that. So, and I'm not boxing him in, or so he says. But we'll see. You know.
Do you guys have a signature thing you guys do in your books? Whether it's like a special panel, special
The whole book is that shit. Very good.
Like a special panel, a panel design, or anything of that nature. Maybe even a specific writing that you do in your book that you feel that eventually people are going to read your book and be like, yeah, this is a, you know, Convictor signature move, or this is a D signature, you know, panel, or this is a traditional Cooley's comment, you know, anything like that. Do you guys focus on things like that?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Can I go? Yeah, I'll go real quick. So, and like as far as art wise, I try. You'll see it in the book. I do homages to a lot of the '90s stuff. There's a page in there that's very Liefeld, because I'm actually a Liefeld fan. So for me, I do a page. If you look at it, you're like, wow, that's a Liefeld layout, and that's the way he's done it. I do a lot of action sequences where I'm trying to pull in a little bit of Portasio and a lot of fighting, big scenes. Not, you know, if I'm dealing with, and D knows this, you're dealing with kaiju, you better have big scenes, big panels, not small scenes. So pulling a lot of action, like completely out of the '90s, blasting, fires, explosions. Cool, great stuff. As far as dialogue goes, for me, my signature, if anyone who knows me, I'm a big Seinfeld Office kind of guy. So when my dialogue comes through my characters, it's very Seinfeld Office-like. And it's short things, it's dick comments, it's little things that I know I would say, my character would say, my dog would say, which is really weird to say that. But my dog has a great personality, probably better than the actual character. But those things, like I said, if you take the art away and you just read the bubbles, you'll be like, okay, not only does that read Jeremy the Celestial Knight, not only does that read Norman the dog, but also screams Dennis, just because I know his humor. You know what I mean? And I think even like, I think about Jason, even though he doesn't have so much dialogue, his character is so like driven, and even in his panels, it screams Jason, like Jesus Christ, like his killing people and blasting people. It has no like dialogue. It's like bullets, like blah 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 blah. But that screams.
Somewhere Chris is getting mad.
He's imaging. Yeah, he's like
sound effects is his dialogue.
Sound effects. But to me, that screams Jason. You know, and I can't wait. Like to read D's book, because I know when I start reading all those stories and the space exploration, it's going to be D's voice. Yeah. Like, how good is that going to be? Taking Jerry's Southern accent, that Alabama accent, and throwing in that Victorian, and knowing that he acted this out with his daughter. When I start reading on a page, it's going to have so much more meaning to it. How hilarious is that?
Hell yeah.
Alabama boy talking Victorian. What? That's crazy, dude. I can't wait to read that and be like, what the fuck? Like, but look, but you know what you think of? I think of like, I look at Tom Holland. He has this British accent, and then he comes off as little Spider-Man, the boy, you know, little science nerd.
Queens, yep.
Cooley, that's what I think of. Like, here you are, this Alabama boy with this crazy Southern accent. and you're gonna put like if I didn't know you and I read that book, would I think that? Hell no. But I can't wait to see you pull it off. I'm looking at this panel, and if I look at Jason and just the silence, but the just incessant violence, and then you have Jerry and his Mongol influence, trying to mix it into the Western influence. And then I can't wait to see what D does, because he's been putting art up, but he hasn't put in dialogue. So I'm really curious to hear his voice.
Yeah,
and
me
then
too.
Cooley,
I
just
can't
that
wait.
whole crash of what you're putting together just blows my like. This is a great panel. Like I look at the panel, I'm like, there's just crazy amount of different talents on here that if someone's watching this, like just pay attention. When these books come out, you'll see some amazing, amazing work, and you'd never expect it. It's just really cool stuff. Just listening to you guys. Rant over.
No, it's good. Rants are good, man. Rants are good.
Loved it.
Rants are good. Yeah, hell yeah.
It's funny because I
Signature
brought
stuff.
it up because
No, it's a
Mine,
good,
even
it was a
though-
good question.
I'm not an artist, but I always have my artists do a 16 panel page for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, right?
Hell
And
yeah.
when I think about it, but when we actually do it, it's like I feel like it's so perfect because when I'm trying to describe four brothers doing something at the same time in different areas, it fits perfectly. So, like, you can see these,
Oh
and
yeah.
to me, it
Wow.
actually
Jesus.
fits very well.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you'll see a
Yes,
few of
it
these
is.
pages in
It
my
looks good
books.
though. Looks really
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
And I feel like when people see those 16 box pages, I feel like it kind of screams out, yes, that's Jerry E4 comics right there. So what do you guys got?
Well, I tag. Oh, go. Tim, go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I have a character called the T, and
Yeah.
when I saw him in high school, I would always have like a panel where it was shaped like a T.
Oh,
No, that's cool as hell.
oh,
No,
yeah.
that's good. That's talk about. Yeah, no, that's good.
That's awesome.
That's a signature panel.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
yeah,
doubt.
no, yeah, because you want something where somebody sees it and says, "Hey, I know, I recognize
that
this.
is.
I've seen this before." Yeah, right. I mean, definitely. I mean, Dennis had said about my book. I don't see that because I just write it, right? Because this is what other people like Dennis. It's like just like Dennis said before. It's nice to see somebody else's take on something because I'm too close to it, right? Like I write him like that because I know he doesn't really have anything to say. So I didn't, so why put it up there? And he only talks when he needs to talk. He does say a little bit more in this book though, but anyway, not much. But yeah, for me though, like one thing I like Jerry had said signature moves or saying like this. If you have my first book and then when you get the second book, you like literally the something I always try to do with the connector. He loves putting his knee in people's faces. Like that is like something like that is something like that's a big deal for him. And and he likes to ground and pound. He does that. That's a little. He likes putting somebody much larger than him on the ground and then punching him incessantly in the face. So yeah, you'll find like there are consistencies like that. Like I'll do that, or of course, just like I think D said, like some random '80s word spray painted on the wall. But yeah, that's also, if I don't have rad spray painted on the wall somewhere, is it even Gut City? Like that's how I look at it. But yeah, so
Rad.
I try to do stuff like that. Like I try to keep it consistent to, the character and just kind of consistent to where I came from developing that character. And so I and I never thought once that Dennis had, like he said, well, it's the excessive violence, he doesn't talk, he just beat the ass. The action is the talking. And it was interesting to see, like back to what somebody else said to me a few times. They said again, it literally almost it's literally it's the same thing Dennis said, attached to what he said, that about what I said earlier about stepping on the gas pedal and not letting off of it. It's just like, oh, slow build up and bam, we're all killing each other. And
Hell yeah.
and like it makes you wonder, like, why does anyone live in this damn city? Like Well, Jerry, that remember you said that like Angel
It's a
Grove
dangerous
and
place to
Howard is
live.
like, why the fuck does anyone live in Angel Grove? Like,
We got big
like, there's
monsters destroying the
monsters,
city.
yeah. Here's an idea: move. And then here I am years later. I'm like, well, it's not too much different from where my city is. Like, why does anyone live in this shithole? Are the economics that bad? Like, what the hell? Yeah.
Oh man.
Good times.
Your book, I don't feel your book needs a lot of heavy dialogue, though, Jason,
Not at all.
because, like you said,
Well, my
your
bad guys
action
like to
speaks
talk.
for
My
itself,
bad guys do
man.
all
I
the
mean,
talking.
Yeah,
your
they're
action
monologuing.
off the chain.
Yeah, my monologuing bad guys.
Yeah.
That's something I'm known for. There you go.
Exactly.
The monologuing
Main
bad guys.
character, he doesn't have to say a whole lot.
No, not really. He isn't like
But
to
yeah,
talk. But
on mine, I go for I guess if I had a signature, I go for the wider panels. You know, I work off the influences I had coming up. You know,
Yep.
like the Todd McFarlanes and the Jim Lees and the Finch. You know, I've got the big wide panels, very detail oriented, a lot of background, a lot of detail in the background, and you know, I'm hoping to get more. You know, because like I said, I focus very heavy on my backgrounds because I know that is my weakness, and I'm trying to make it a strength. You know, I don't want to
I
take
don't know,
away
man. It looks like a strength to me.
from
Like,
Yeah,
the
it's
character.
good,
for real,
man.
like, bro,
It's so
your New
good.
Orleans was it was
Well, I
tight as hell.
appreciate it,
So,
man.
yeah,
I appreciate it.
as a massive fan
But
of Victorian stuff, you
I can't
literally
wait to
nail
get
it.
this
So.
book out. I appreciate it.
Me either.
Man. It's a lot of work, you know. A panel might, you know, some panels, if I've got a lot going on, might take me a full day just to do a panel. You know, so I mean, there is that, but it's a lot of work. But it pays dividends in the end, though, because you know it just brings so much to it, and that's what I just want to keep pushing and continuing to do. You know,
I got a question for everybody, actually, and I know Jude, this you're working on this Shriek. Is that your first book? Is that gonna be your first book?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
it's gonna be right now. We're looking at a 48-page book, first of
Okay.
6.
Wow.
Horror anthology. So Creep Show, Tales from the Crypt style.
Yeah, I've seen some of this stuff when we were at the Comic-Con. It's good stuff.
that's really cool.
Yeah. And once we get all 6 books done, we're going to do a graphic novel, collected graphic novel with an extra story for overarching all the stories in the book for our
so you connective tissue.
yes for our
Awesome.
storyteller.
That's cool.
Our crypt.
Very
There she
cool.
is.
Oh, he said she. Now let's go.
Yeah, we got like a crypt keeper lady.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, you were letting me look at this at OC Con. Yeah.
This
is good.
Oh, wow.
That little thing that you have is actually why I made the preview books for
I
Resurgence.
noticed that.
Yeah, I did that because I I'm going to this art walk and my book should have been done by now and it's not. And because again, my issues just whatever. Colorist, being busy, just life in general, and it wouldn't be an indie comic if it didn't take 10 years, right? So I said to my wife, I said, hey, when we were driving home, I said, I'm gonna do what you, because I used to make Ashcan comics all the time, right? And so I said I'm gonna go home and do it just to have a preview book to say, yeah, I'm not sitting on my ass. Like a real book is actually in the works, and here are like the first 4 or 5 pages of that. Check it out. And then I literally got that from you. Like you inspired me to do that shit. So
it's genius.
We part of me putting this preview together was we saw the grant, the comic grant for that. I think it was the MCA or MCC, and we were kind of under the gun. I started drawing the book like the beginning of March, and the deadline for the grants for the grant submission was the end of March. So
yeah, that's a tough turnaround.
Well,
like,
I only threw like 4 pages together. Just to show that we had some skin in the game. You know, give them a feel for what's going on. And now it's a waiting game on if we get some free money or not.
Well, that's what I said. Like, I totally did that from you, because I figured if I didn't have my book physically there, I'm gonna bring that, and I also have my line art in my binder. I'm bringing that, and then that way maybe I could drum up some pre-orders. I know I got that idea from Dennis, because I know Dennis did something very similar at his last con. And
smart.
So that's just it's very smart. And then to have a sign up for that, have a book they can kind of look through and see the line art. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm literally working on it. You know what I mean? So and
exactly.
So that's, it's just something because I was very hesitant, because I was very upset that this book isn't here yet, and I know a couple of us all else that have been there that have done Kickstarter books or just books in general. So it's upsetting, because you have all these cons and shows planned, and there's no better feeling than having 2 books. One book is great. 2 books is a series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm literally going back to this art walk that we're doing tomorrow, and I've been there. This will be my 4th one for them, and the 4th one with the same goddamn book. Like, that chaps my ass to no end, and it just infuriates me. It and to the point where I tough talk myself. I feel like an effing loser because of it, and because it just upsets me, even though it's not in my hands right now. But it still infuriates me, and because I wanted to be there, I wanted to have these books and say, hey, I have these. But all good things in due time. Just we're all Dennis can feel me. D can feel me. We're all there, and it's just Jerry. It's just, it is what it is. We have Tim is a perfect example. I think he backed every Kickstarter that's in this panel, and
he's a man.
And
Awesome,
so Tim is literally the person that we're speaking about, because he's a creator too, but he's also he's a heavy backer in the community. And so it bugs the shit out of me, because I can't get it in the hands of good people like Tim, because then you got to, you trust me to do something. Granted, I know things happen, hills and valleys and all this stuff, and then you just wait. I'm getting things back, and it's just I just want the goddamn book. And I got Chris, Chris is awesome. He's our obviously Chris, he's our letterist, and also obviously Homebrew Comic, great friend of all of us. And Chris is like, he knows how bad this is bothering me, that he is literally lettering my line art. He's lettering the line art on a separate layer, so when the colors come in, he just overlaps it and it's done.
That's cool.
Because he knows he literally knows how much this is bothering me. So he started lettering the line art that he has, just to try to shut me up, I think. But
that's always a good plan, though, too, as far as the lettering goes. This way,
it's coming back the same size. You just layer right on top of it.
The nice creativeness of the digital world. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I love traditional art. I've said this, I'm gonna say it again. I'm not doing traditional for my next book. I ain't doing it. I am, bro, having it. I'm tired of erasing shit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of having to erase. I'm just so freaking over it. And then when you erase so much, you're like, oh my God. Oh, or if you're doing line art and you fuck up, right? And then you're like, Well,
Well,
yeah, you got
Here we go.
You're like, well, time to get creative, I think.
well,
And then if you can't get creative, you say it to like Chris. I've done it to Chris. I said to Chris, I'm like, can you fix this?
shadows,
Digital guy.
dark
Can you
shadows.
put something? Yeah.
That's
Can
it,
you put
dark
something on
shadows.
top of this? Can you
Right.
cover this?
Go
Yeah,
Lots and lots of shadows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but blood is usually covers lots of stuff. Like this panel's got all blood. Yeah, it's because I fucked it all up. That's why.
Lots of spatter.
What a great
splatter.
shit.
Or sound effects. Just throw some sound effects in there.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I feel?
Oh,
I feel another weakness that I have.
yeah, Dave.
I work better
Oh, yeah.
in crunch
The
time.
resurgence of the ash cans. Let's go.
Yes.
I feel that I work better when it's crunch time. So,
Mhm.
like when I'm pressed for time, I feel like I'm, because like Jude said earlier, sometimes the hardest thing is just to start.
Sure.
So
Yeah. Mhm.
it's like, let's say the Dyson Saga, for example. My artist is almost done with Dyson Saga Part 1. I've already written Dyson Saga Part 2.
Shut
I'm
up, Chris.
slowly writing. I'm slowly writing Dyson Saga Part 3, but it's kind of like, what am I rushing for when I still gotta wait for like the artist, to catch up with everything that I'm writing. So for me, it kind of delays my process of me writing because I don't feel the motivation to continue because it's just gonna sit there for a while until we finally start getting to that book.
Man.
So I always feel like when it's closer to like crunch time, like when she's like almost done with this book, it's like, all right, now I got to sit down and really focus on getting, the next book out.
I've gotten there too, right? So why rush? You know what I mean? Like I've said that, like I got this, but then sometimes that turns into super procrastination. There's a fine line between why rush and then to the point where you just fall to F off. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're just like, wow. And then it seems almost insurmountable because you've taken X amount of time away or got involved in something, a project or something like that. And yeah, that I hear you. So
Mhm.
hey,
Yeah,
Jude, the hardest part. Sorry, the hardest part of that making that ash can, I forgot, was having how to format my pages on what side goes where. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, I haven't done that since high school. I'm losing my goddamn mind doing it. Like I'm
Fold
sitting on
some
my
paper and write numbers down.
yeah. I figured that. Thanks. I figured that out much later. But so I'm sitting there and I'm in Clip Studio Paint. And I'm moving around. I'm like, all right, this is page. Boom. And I print it out, double side. Boom. I'm like, this makes no goddamn sense. Look at this. I was like, how did I not do this, bro? I wasted so much copier paper and so much ink and so much time trying to figure that out. And then Jude's like, all right, just make a piece of paper. Yeah, I know. I figured that out after the fact. When I was like, when I finally sat down, I was like, somebody else has got to be stupid like me on the internet. So I got in there and I typed in. There's like 3 videos. They're like, hey, I think the title of the video is like, hey, if you're really stupid, this is how you make an ash can. And I was like, oh well, I'm stupid. This is perfect. So so it really helped me. I finally figured out. I'm spending like 6 hours struggling over it. Yeah. Anyway, okay.
2 packs of copier paper later.
Bro, my wife said, I told my wife, like, maybe I should go to Staples and print these. She's like, there's no ink left in the Staples thing. And then I got cardstock. I'm like, oh, look at me. I'm so indie. Cardstock. I'm like, woohoo, yeah.
Last week, I printed about a dozen previews for Geek Fest. And
you're just bragging now, but keep going.
Well, no.
No, it's fine. Keep going. You're bragging, but good. You make me feel dumb, but keep going. Good.
My normal technical difficulties. I had paper that was it was printing like on 2 pieces of paper.
Yeah.
Lifting paper, skipping pages.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just like, you got to be kidding me, man. And of course, I waited till
found
the last
out-
possible minute.
I found out my copier will actually, if I make a master copy, it'll actually print like double-sided on one sheet. I was like, oh. Because I was doing it the other way. I was printing one side, scanning it, and then taking that piece of paper, flipping it over, putting it in a tray, and then scanning the second page to create That's how I create my master copies. And I thought I'd do every page like this. I was like, no, I could just put it in the top tray that says "put in here, stupid."
Yeah.
This is where you put double-sided papers, word dummy. And then so I put it in there, and I was like, "Oh, what's this button? This is two-sided." So I pressed two-sided. I was like, "Oh my god, I got a two-sided. I got 4 pages right now." Yeah, it was bullshit, is what it was. But and then I bought this long arm stapler again. Like, oh man, I'm so punk. Check me out. I'm like, long arm stapling the comic. I'm like, oh man, this is awesome.
Does it have the little bend like this that you?
No, I didn't buy that one. That one was a lot of money, Jude. I don't make the kind of money you do. All right, at Comic Cons. So Jude sells
that Comic Con.
Yeah, Jude sells one art print and makes his table in like one print. Like, this asshole's got to sell like 15 comics before he can take his table back. But so I did not buy that one, Jude. I bought the long arm stapler, but I did see the one you're talking about, and that one is really cool. But I did not. I spent $15 instead of $150.
When I bought the stapler, I was looking for a little machine to actually fold the pages for me too. But
they probably got that. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about.
But anyway, I think they turned out great after much frustration. And now I know the formula. So now I will be much more proficient, I believe. I actually wrote it down, and it has an arrow on it. It says for dummies. So it's like over here. But, all right. All right. We're good. Anyway, that was my struggle. Yes, guys, the ash can looked cool when I put it on Instagram. That was the end. That was the end result. I should have posted the rest of the shit that went on with it. Crumples of paper in front of the copy machine. Yeah. I should have. I should have done a tutorial and show everybody how not to do it. As like, why so much wasted paper all crumpled up on the floor? Well, how come we're out of ink? Black ink. Yeah, there's that.
You had your letter sound effects over top of your cursor.
Yeah. Well, I was smart. I'm like, I'm not, no sound effects. This is just a preview. I'm not getting crazy. But yeah, anyway. But so those you want to do ash cans, reach out to Jude. Do not reach out to me. I am struggling with my own inconsistencies with it. But
so everyone's weakness is technology. That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently, you want to hear something funny? I'm stapling these ash cans, and I'm using the stapler, and I'm effing every staple up. I'm ruining. My wife comes home from work, right, and she goes, "Just stand." She goes, "Yeah, it's not even staple jam. It just wasn't sitting. It wasn't stapling and folding right." And I'm like, my wife, bro. She comes home and she goes, click. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, weakness stapling. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I said to her, I'm like, she goes, well, you press too hard. And I'm like, so all right. So I was like, all right, I won't press hard this time. Click. Nope. She walked up. She said, "Want me to help you?" Click, and book is all the books. I'm like, all right. I was half tempted to buy another stapler. I was so pissed.
It's one click too many, dude. One click too many.
Apparently. She's like, "You're muscling it." I'm like, well, that's a compliment, right? I don't know. Exactly. I think that's a compliment.
I'm hot right now, right?
I'm going to take it as a compliment. You literally said I'm muscling it. Yeah.
Sexy.
If it can go wrong, it's gonna go wrong. It's
for real.
That way.
And like she literally walks in the goddamn door and she goes, click. Click.
I even told Chris that when Chris
I'm like, do another one. She did like all of them. I'm like,
Chris was showing me how to share the screen when I was doing the interviews during my my Kickstarter campaign.
I still don't know how to do that. I'm too stupid.
And
anyway,
he was like, yeah, it's real simple. I said, Chris, understand when you're showing me something, if it can go wrong, it's gonna go wrong. It's never that simple.
For real, right?
He's like, no, trust me, I'll help you. We'll take a minute. We started doing it.
Law for sure.
Definitely. I started getting the infinity tunnel. Like once I tried to stare at my screen, it would just cause an infinity tunnel in the computer.
You guys see that meme with the numbers and shit? That GIF?
Like in
He's
Weird
like,
Science where they're
what the
trying to
Yeah,
meet
yeah.
the girl.
Yeah.
Me trying to figure out how to share the screen.
And he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, I told you. Like, it doesn't matter. If it goes wrong, it's gonna go wrong. Like, I
Oh my
don't get
God.
it. And like, we honestly, I still don't know how to do it. We never figured it out.
Me, I wouldn't even, bro. I can't even start this damn show without playing the intro twice. So whatever.
I gotta send my interviewer a bunch of emails of my images and websites and everything so they can bring them up. I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Just have me on. I'll talk over them.
You need to rewatch this episode.
Yeah,
You got to, man. You got to rewatch.
Dude, when this comes up, you're literally.
You're gonna die.
I'm not one to hide my facial expression, so I know the guys are looking at it because a couple of times I'm like. D in particular, like, I felt like D was looking into my soul. He was staring, like, right at the
He
camera.
was crying, first of all.
I'm like,
He's
D
like,
sees what's going on.
Every time you start talking, well, let me tell you. I'm like,
Oh my God.
Gee, the screenshots alone for this, the screen grab for this freaking video is
Oh
gonna be
my
great.
God.
Everyone's laughing.
So good.
Oh my God. Whew, crying.
You gotta see it from my end. It is so funny.
Bless you, Jude. Bless you.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
I mean,
To
it only
Jude.
took me an hour to catch on.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the
So it makes me wonder, did you just think we were
Oh
just
my
being
God.
silent that whole time? Like nothing was just being said?
Yeah, like Jason starts the show and then it's like, guys, you're on your own. I'm peacing out.
it's like, where's Jason?
He must have been saying to himself,
Is he
"Damn, I
playing a
gotta
fucking
take
trick
this
on me or what?
Right.
Oh man.
Oh shit. Hey Jude, I hope you're set up next to me tomorrow because
Where's the park?
you park over really quick. We gotta talk about the artwork details. No, you park over by you've been to Smithville, obviously, right?
I work down the street.
Okay, yeah. So you park over by where the barn is, where the barn used to be. But now they turned it into rooms. It's
the
right. You know where the you know where the you know where the covered bridge is that goes from the one parking lot has a covered bridge. It goes into the back of Village on the Green.
Yeah.
It's right behind the Colonial Inn. You park
Okay.
back there. You park
Right.
out back there, and then they're all set up in that parking lot behind the bridge between the barn and that covered bridge. So
Right.
that's the park. Did you take the green or the parking lot?
I think I took the parking lot.
Yeah, the park on. Yeah, that's like you just park in the regular park on, and then they have that whole area blocked.
Yeah.
Where they put all the vendors out there. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. Probably could have. We probably could have talked about that. I just want to make sure you heard me.
I love it.
Since I got you. Since I can see you and I can
Oh shit! Oh man!
I lost a lot of weight in this stream. I'm telling you. My
Chris
ass.
Chris is like send me a
Oh my
message like
God.
Chris is like I'm so pissed I'm missing this.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
Man.
Oh, he was sweating and crying the whole time.
This is good, man. Sweating and crying the whole
Oh,
time.
God.
Sounds like
Yeah.
like my. Never
That
mind.
ought to be your tagline.
Easy, Jason. Easy.
Oh man, I was setting you up for that
We
one.
might get banned.
You put
Well
that
done.
ball up there, and I wasn't letting that one friggin' land.
Oh my God.
But anyway,
Oh man.
oh god, now I know why we don't have any subscribers. They're like, you guys are a bunch of scumbags. Oh Jesus Christ!
They come on right in the middle of it. What are they talking about? Sweating and crying.
yeah. So it's like sweat. Hey, I
Oh, shit.
I think Phalanx needs a T-shirt that says, "If you ain't sweating and crying. Are you even
Yeah.
watching Phalanx?
Exactly. If your abs don't hurt, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweating and
Oh,
crying
jeez.
with the Phalanx.
Whew. All right. Wow. Man, my face hurts from laughing. Man. Jesus Christ. That was
Amazing. Amazing.
This is a good one.
Gold, man.
Yeah.
Gold.
Oh,
Oh,
I
my
talk
cheeks
about
hurt.
my weakness with talking over people and not
Yeah,
seeing
that's okay.
and live streaming.
Listen, everybody's got a gimmick, Jude. Everyone's got, what did we say? Everyone's got a signature thing.
That's mine.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh shit. How was Geek Fest, Jude? I didn't get a chance to get out to it.
It was good, but so we were in that high school and
Yeah.
there was
it was much
absolutely
larger.
zero internet. So
Oh,
when
man,
I
that
logged
works.
on,
That sucks when you're trying to make business transactions.
dude, I probably lost like 20% of my sales because
Oh man.
I couldn't
Yeah, 'cause
use
you can't
my
take
Square.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I'm not the only one. Like because you could. I think they had like a blocker on or something.
Mm.
Wait, Jude. I want to say that when the last convention me and Jason was in, I had the same issue. You could turn your phone into the hotspot.
But we were
Or
in a
someone's phone.
I think he said the actual reception in the gymnasium itself.
Oh.
That was all the way out with like and it's in a part of Jersey that's like it's like it's like
Humboldt.
West Jersey. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's pretty out there and they haven't heard of cell towers yet, I don't think.
That's
But,
when you got to break out the tinfoil hat, man.
bro, for real.
Plus, it was in a high school, so they probably had like all their blockers and stuff on.
Oh, of course. Oh yeah. And then not to mention the concrete and all that shit. I mean, there's a million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but otherwise, the turnout was good. I made a few sales. I got a bunch of preview books out.
Dennis is peeing.
And
Yo, Dennis is peeing. Like right now, he's peeing. He's like, all right. Anyway,
I mean, I was set up right. I was set up next to Christian. The heck is his last name?
Esplanade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey Jerry, Jerry E4 Comics. Jude was at the same Comic Con that we did. He frequents that one all the time too.
Which one was that?
Yeah.
The,
it was one of the. It was
American Legion.
It was Cabin Fever. Yeah, the American. Yeah, American. Legion.
Yeah. That was.
What Jerry, was that September? It was September. It was the September. Was it?
I think it was September.
Yeah, it was September.
Yeah. It was really shitty.
Yeah, it was because it was right after COVID. It lifted a lot of restrictions, and then they had free admission. But just people were. Remember, we said that, Jerry. We were saying that people were just so terrified about being anywhere indoors yet that it was really that was a rough convention. That one was. I didn't make my table at all.
And
the
fact that day was like beautiful.
Yeah. It was also
it was like
September,
a beautiful September day where everybody was going to the beach or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you're doing the next one, June.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be
Yeah. After the art walk, the next things I'm doing is the American Legion show in June and Nerd Fest.
Yeah, definitely doing Nerd Fest. Yeah, Nerd Fest with that place. That bro, I wish some of you guys lived closer. I mean, Jerry and E4 is in New York, but bro, that Nerd Fest was slamming. That thing was. I did not anticipate that many people because I haven't been to a packed con in a while because of COVID and pandemic. Man, no one anticipated that there was gonna be people. You couldn't even move in that place.
Yeah,
like it was crazy. I blew me away. Like, and people are like bumping into your table and stuff because there's too many people in there, and it was crazy.
Damn.
But anyway, speaking of that, let's go around the room and start wrapping this up. We'll go around. You can tell everybody where to find you and what you're up to next, and if you have any special announcements or something you want to get off your chest or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll go last because I have nothing to say as always. So we're gonna start. It'll be to my to my, I guess my left. I guess I don't know. All right, E4 Jerry, what's up?
What's
Where
up,
can they find you?
everybody?
Tell us where they can find you, and then what you got going on.
You guys can, of course, find me on E4 Comics on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, whatever fancies your, tickles your belly today.
Tickles your belly. Woo!
Oh,
All right. Crying and sweating.
Crying and sweating.
Belly tickling.
Ah, shit.
Got a whole
Issue
new line of
one.
shirts here.
Issue
Yeah,
one of the
for real.
elements. You can always find at my website at www.e4comics.com. Issue 2 is almost complete. Just waiting for the letterist to complete the lettering. That's almost done. I'm hopefully will be sending Kickstarter rewards out by mid-May, hopefully, because the coins is the longest thing I guess we will be waiting for. And they said I should have my coins by the end of this month or early May. So that's what we're looking forward to.
I'm totally doing the coins for my next campaign. That was a phenomenal idea. And,
Definitely. The shirts are also being made this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. And issue 2 is, I want to say, about a good 75-80% completed. So
I thought you said pages.
oh God, no.
It's almost the same fight about 80 pages. I'm like, oh my God. I can't even get 30.
I know, I feel like a slacker.
Yeah, I was
Right?
like, Jesus Christ.
yeah.
So I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do about the release for issue 3, the first part of the Dyson Saga. Maybe Kickstarter,
Can't
maybe
wait for
just
that.
a
I'm looking
release,
forward to
or
that.
maybe just a release on the website. So
Okay.
looking forward to that.
All right.
Good
All
shit.
right. What's up, D?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, pressure.
Just, yeah.
Bro, are
Trying
you
to finish
sweating?
this, yeah. Sweating.
All the belly tickling.
Well, all right. Here, tell everybody where they can
sweating.
find you first. I know where to find you, but where can they find you?
All
What's
right,
your,
so-
where's the best place to find you?
Probably the best place is just Instagram. My IG is like d.hausner and then that's just d.hausner. And then the other one is just kidnebulacomic.com. That has an Instagram feed and all my other, and you can join my newsletter there, and it's it's got some information on the Kickstarter too. So hopefully I'll be able to set that up once to sell it once once I get this out the door and get it to all the backers. Yeah.
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
And then the other thing is talking to some of you guys there about a couple of the cons. I was trying to hit a couple at the end of the year.
Yeah, boy.
So I've got August will be my first one, and that's going to be going back to the Bay Area. Going up to Northern California, doing that one. So that's going to be awesome in August, the end of August. I think August 25th, 26th, something like that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Come on, dude.
My whole posse up there.
Go,
waiting
D.
to see me. And then after that, trying to go to Baltimore.
Yeah, boy.
Con. So I'm just trying to work out the details. I want to, apply for that. Maybe I guess I'll talk to where the Snowy Works about the maybe split.
Yeah, Drew. I think for Drew, I think that's probably. I'm not. Drew's got a shit ton of books. Hey, Drew, if you're watching, I know you're loaded and everything with your gold ceiling, but listen,
Taj Mahal.
you have enough books now. You need to go to a con. You should come to Jerry and I just got accepted in the Baltimore Comic Con. You have to come down to Baltimore Comic Con. Go with D. Get down. You got a shit ton of the monster cleanup guys. It's like I think it's like a 9-hour drive for Drew. That's nothing. He's loaded. He can have someone drive him. So
chauffeur
do
there.
that one. I mean, I'm gonna apply, and then probably have to talk to you guys offline about about splitting a table. Do I have to put anything in the application or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, the applications are. I will tell you, it is a Dennis. Chris filled it out, but for him and Dennis, because they're like, there's already a Savage Sandbox. So we're Savage Sandbox Northeast.
West Coast
Yeah,
Avengers.
we put Northeast. And he guys like, oh, he goes, okay, so there's two Savage. I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, I could put you guys next to each other. I'm like, that would be dope.
Hell yeah.
And also a
Hell yeah.
problem.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so the application is it's really it's a thing. So I will gladly help you for sure.
All right, cool.
But
Yeah, so I'm hoping to do that because I love to, see all you guys there or most.
Hell
of you.
yeah.
yeah, it's a 3-day con. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is
Yeah.
pretty epic because
Wow.
I think it's like $300 for the table, right?
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
sounds like a lot, but you got to remember it's a 3-day con. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a
That's not
I mean, it's
bad
a
at all
two-
for 3
it's a-
days.
right. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
right.
It's a 3-day con, and it's a huge con. I mean, damn, Frank Miller is going to be there.
Yeah.
Like
Man.
the artists,
God, I hate that moment,
Michael Bendis, like it's the who's who. Like it's
a big boy.
pretty decent con. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely be the biggest one I ever stepped foot in. That's for sure. And it's a 2 hour and 45-minute drive for me. But Jerry, it's like what Jerry? What's like a 6 hour drive for you?
About
Yeah.
4.5.
It took you 4 hours to get out of Tom's River from me. What are you talking about?
It's that bridge, man. Once I got to that bridge,
Jerry's like, I live in Jersey. Jerry lives in New York, right? And he's like, bro, it took me 4.5 hours to get home. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, no, I was stuck in traffic for like 2 hours. I'm like, what?
on the bridge, man. Just to get through the bridge. It was like, what the fudge, man?
Oh my
Shit.
God. That's hilarious.
I was like, damn. Yeah, so all right, so D, you work on Kid Nebula, right? Which is awesome.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
coming soon. Excited
That's
for that. Seeing the artwork is amazing. The last piece you put up, I'm a color freak anyway, and I love glowing effects, and it just really popped. It really gave I like what I personally like about you. I like how you set up the atmosphere of a scene.
Mhm.
That's my favorite thing that
Thanks.
you do.
I agree.
Very
Because
cinematic.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, right. That's a great word because you look at it and you feel the atmosphere gets heavy. You feel the atmosphere. You feel what's going on, and that's good. Solid shit, man. I really like that last thing you
Oh,
did.
thanks so much.
Very
man.
ominous, very cool. Love the colors, and I'm really looking forward to that book.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean,
All right.
I can't wait for you guys to read it. And then the last thing is hopefully I'm also
Yeah.
flying in December for the LA Comic Con.
Oh
Shit.
boy.
All right, bro.
What?
Yeah, so
Oh,
I'm gonna try to
wow.
hit 3. I'm
Big
gonna
time.
do
Yeah.
the Bay Area one, then hopefully Baltimore with you guys, and then end in LA.
Bless
We'll
you.
see.
That's cool. That's gonna be
Bless
awesome.
this man.
All right, Dennis, you're up. Where are we gonna find Dennis
Woo.
Valencia? Even though you said DRV Valencia
Yeah.
Instagram.
I got a lot going on right now. So DR Valencia
Yep, let's
Designs
go.
on
Do
Instagram. Follow me, hit me up, like me, whatever you want. DM me. It's all good. Slide in my DMs. So a bunch of things I got going on right now. I am this close to getting this thing done. Tuesday, I want you to book it. Tuesday, 1:00. The script will be approved by my editor, and it'll be sent to
Yeah.
Chris to start that lettering going on. But art is 100% done. Script is 100% done. And
Awesome.
one more go around at Starbucks at 1:00 on Tuesday. It's a wrap, and then it's off to Chris to get that thing printed.
Awesome.
There's a reason for that, but I'll get into that in a second. So that's as far as the Celestial Knight goes. Sorry, that guy. That goes on that.
guy.
2 boys for you who made cards for me.
Oh,
Look at that. Look at those.
Oh
Look at those.
shit! Look at that.
Wow.
That's
Guys.
tight.
Dang.
That's
Jason, Jerry,
Yeah.
D, Jerry,
Yeah.
you boys.
Looks awesome, man.
Oh,
Those
wait.
look incredible.
The best part, my boys. Like right on the back.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, there we go.
Tight.
That's
badass.
Wow.
And
There we go. Look at Jerry.
You know,
Jerry, Jerry with the Batman shirt. There we go.
you know, I'm an excessive fan of the black and white casual photos. So those are the way to go. So
That's a Pharaoh right there.
Yeah.
You know, homage.
that's epic.
But
That's awesome.
cards came in, so these are getting put in sheets.
Those
These
are
will be when
freaking
we go to
awesome.
yeah, when we go to fulfillment, everyone's getting a sheet of this. For those who back my highest tier, I started on commissions. This one's going to Scooter. I don't know if you're on the Scooter, but I know you guys know who Scooter is. This is the first one I did for Scooter.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Hell
Man.
yeah. So
That's awesome.
I'm starting to do my
That's awesome.
commissions for those who back me the highest tier. So Scooter
Man, that
was my
looks
first
really
one
good.
I did. Yeah,
Love the sheen on it.
Well, Jason, just like yours, dude, I'm trying different techniques, so I'm going to go all
Yeah,
out
no,
and try
that's
different
good, man.
techniques. But
Love
I'm
it.
going to do some spray and try some paints on it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, the
he's the
convicted ones you did were epic. They were freaking so cool.
thank you. So I'm going to definitely try some fun things, but I've started fulfillment on these. As far as cons go, here we go.
All right.
So June 3, 4, 5, I will be honored to be sitting next to the big man, Bigfoot Knows Karate, Dan Price. I will be sharing a table with him at Awesome Con.
Hell yeah.
In Virginia, I think it's Virginia. I don't even know where it is. All I know is he hit me up and I cleared all my schedule. So in Awesome Con, I'll be there June 3, 4, 5. I pray to God that this book will be done. If it's not, Jason, I may have to, bite a little off you and do it in Ashcan. If not, what I've done at the other cons, I did with Chris. Man. Yeah, what I did was, at least with Chris, was I sold my art, and the good thing was the first day my art paid for the table itself. So I was like, cool. But
Sweet.
I was able to get names and people who were interested in the book and got their names and their emails, so that at least I was able to network on that well. But
yeah, I mean, you just throw it out there. Yep.
Yeah, the goal is to at least, God willing, if I can get this done Tuesday to Chris, letter done, printed, it would be a miracle. But I'm aiming for it. If not, it's just going to go in solo, roll with Dan, and sell my art from there. And then, of course, Baltimore would be the big thing.
Well, listen, you always have the SSB books. Don't ever think you can't. Well, we'll send you shit, and you can sell
100%.
that stuff too. So don't ever think it's not about that. So
good call. And then, of course, Baltimore is the end all be all to end my year. Just to roll with you boys, touch base, talk shit, talk comic books, pitch our indies books. I can't wait to Baltimore.
How are we looking for Congregate though? Is that
I'm still waiting. I submitted a SSB table for them.
Okay.
So haven't heard anything back yet. I literally submitted for the SSB for 2 tables.
Cool.
So waiting to hear.
Okay. And this is the last announcement for today. And this is a big one. I've been waiting for this. I've been sitting on this for about the last 2 weeks. And I'm going to announce it here. I talked to Jason about this. Beginning of the week, my second book coming out through Pharos Creative Studio, The Psychotic, is in production now.
Oh, yeah.
So plot done.
Wow.
Yeah. So book number 2 from DR Valencia Designs, Pharos Creative Studios. Dude, loving Gut City. I can't even tell you. No guts, no glory. No guts, no gory. That's how we're gonna roll with that.
It's gonna be nice to bring him into the fold. So
it's awesome 100%. So talking with my editor, putting CK. As soon as we put that to bed, we're gonna jump right into Psychotic. Right after Psychotic, Q3, Q4, we're gonna jump right back to CK number 2. Right after that, we're gonna jump into another Psychotic episode.
And that gives you the break that we talked about, that you were talking about. That's a great way to do it.
Thank you, Jason. And that was it. And refreshing it. And I told Jason, CK is my cape book. He's all about the cape fighting, and he got Norman by his side to guide him through his fights. And then I go full Vertigo, and I go full Psychotic, and it's just awesome. Gut City again. No guts, no glory. No guts, no gory. That's how the Psychotic's gonna roll. So
that sounds like a title.
It's gonna be in there somewhere, but I'm gonna drop the first piece of art probably next week, as far as Psychotic being launched on Pharos Creative Studios. And then of course, Jason, I'll drop you some plots and some where I want to go with it. Get your advice on Gut City and the characters I want to use. But I'm super pumped. I was struggling with, am I gonna go right into CK2 because I'm so excited about that since CK1 is really wrapping up, or am I gonna jump into Psychotic? And I was like, you know what, Psychotic, I'm gonna take that break, full energy into that, and I love that visceral feel I get from Gut City.
Well, as I said, it's from talking to you, it's a different book, so it gets you to flex like in different muscles, if you will, creative muscles, and that's how I felt like going from Hunter's Moon to this book. I was like, whoa, now I can finally do the book I wanted to do.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I'm excited for that, and that'd be fantastic. Looking forward to it. Definitely.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, Tim. What you got?
Man, I don't know. Oh, that was good.
It doesn't matter. We just
let's go, Tim.
What I'm working on right now, like I'm making like art prints at the moment.
Awesome.
I've only ever gone to so far is the Bell County Comic Con, which is down here in Belton, Texas. That was my first one. I fell in love with it and hooked up with an art group actually. So
Nice.
Okay. Awesome.
Cool.
The art groups are
That's
awesome.
cool.
I'm just
Awesome.
working those. Find me on Instagram to incredible art, incredible_art. I also have an art page on Facebook, which is Tim Hayes, HAYS art.
All right.
Um,
I'll go
But
follow
yeah.
that right now.
writing a comic book of my own in my head at the moment. So I'm kind of mapping it out. I need to write it down on paper, but we're also in the midst of moving, so I don't have a lot of time to pull stuff out right now. But that's really what I'm doing in a nutshell. Just trying to own my technique with these prints and my color. Trying to become as good an artist as I can, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I feel
That's
that.
awesome.
Mhm.
But
Tim Hayes art. I found you, bro. Yeah.
yeah, that's actually
Stalker.
the profile.
I just found you with all my Facebooks. Yeah. Anyway.
Awesome.
Yeah, of course. That's what we do. But that's good, man. Like, yeah, the art groups are cool, especially just, I guess it's like just for the creativity of being in a group and just the camaraderie and the support. Like that is like, I think that's the thing, because there's always some, whether the art group is, just a collaborative thing, or just a group, just a group of artists together. You can always benefit from those for sure. Like I will use the Savage Sandbox as, even though we're more of a distribution group, we are always bouncing stuff off of each other. We have nonstop all the time. Like we have a chat for the Savage Sandbox, and it is literally just like we do it all the time. If we need advice, I know where I'm going sometimes, and I'll go in and I'll say, hey, what do you guys think about this? Hey, I'm really proud of this. I put this up, or I'm thinking about doing this. What do you guys think? And that happens a lot. And just having camaraderie like that with people that have the same interests that's
It
everything.
means a lot.
Sure.
It really does.
Yeah.
Best friends, him through this group, and he gives me a lot of ideas if I'm like having a block or can't think of something. And the only other thing I do is a friend of mine and we always have a drawing challenge that we offer up to
Nothing
each
wrong
other.
with that, man. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my problems, like Jerry said earlier, is procrastination. I always wait till like the last day or finish it up. So
yeah,
but
I think we're all guilty of that sometimes. I mean, would you be an artist if you didn't, though? I mean, like, isn't that part of the shtick? Yeah, like,
I'll get it out first couple days, and then I'll wait very end to ink it and color it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know it. There's always something else you could be doing. You're like, well, I could probably do this, and I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow literally is 3 weeks long. Yeah, exactly, bro. Right? Yeah. Next thing you know, you're like, oh my god, I had all this time and I didn't do anything with it. You're like, yeah, I know, because you kept putting it off.
Just wait till the last.
Yep. All right, Jerry. Cool. You're gonna put your banner running across the bottom. All right. So I know what you're doing, but let's tell me, where can they find you?
Okay, on Instagram at JerryCooley77. You can also check out my website at www.jerrycooleyart.com. You can check out there, get prints, earlier issues of my comic, commission me for work. Also, you can check me out on YouTube also at Old School Comics. And there's another Old School Comics. I should have checked that before I actually done that. So don't, unless you see this pretty mug in my banner, hit me up, DM me at Instagram, and I can send you a direct link.
It's Old School Cooley Comics. No. Now I'm from Jerry E4. We're from up here. Yeah, we're from up here up north. We know what a Cooley is, right? Right. like so I said, well, you probably can't like for Italians and people from New York and stuff like coolie is like a term for like I guess like what would you say, Jerry? For like just like a
But
kind of like a yeah, I guess right. It's like a butt high, but so don't put coolie in the thing. Don't do it. Because people from dirtbags from up here in the north will be like, oh, it's coolie. What does it say coolie on it? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So stick with the old school comics. That's yours. Don't we don't care about the other old school comics. They don't matter. They're not on the Phalanx, the most premier show on YouTube. All right, so it doesn't matter.
There you go.
All right. I'm just giving you a piece of advice. Don't use coolie in any of your marketing names. Okay, so
I'm from the South too. What'd you say a coolie?
a butt.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever
Yeah.
asked Drag.
Oh,
But that's
wow.
like it's yeah, like well now mind you, we're from New York and New Jersey, so you can't really go by anything we say.
Yeah.
So yeah, you really can't. I mean, you can't really. We're not a barometer. We're not a barometer for anything. So, all right, we're not. Yeah, we can't go by. Yeah, you don't go by anything we say. But anyway. So Jerry, where are you going to be appearing at, Jerry Cooley? Where are you going to be appearing at? Where can we find what
work,
shows
man.
are you doing?
I've got no cons coming up.
You got something coming up, right? He's
No,
at work, man.
Seriously, everything I have checked on any major con, I'll be offshore. So
No.
I hate your
any
job.
Yeah.
I was gonna make. I was trying to get.
You and me both.
I was
You and
trying
me
to get
both.
Jerry to drive like 17 hours to Baltimore. He's like, I can't, man.
Oh, I'd have
I'll
flew
be on the
down,
rig. I'll be offshore. I'm like, well, that's
Yeah.
bullshit. So,
Yeah.
why don't you hold a Comic Con on the rig?
Dude, can I call you
Yeah.
out?
I
Can
don't
I
think that would go over too well.
can I pull a fire alarm and get you to like not work?
Yeah, that's what I said. We could break you out. I haven't done any. I'm not too good on amphibious insertions,
That'd be sweet.
but I do know someone who is. My best friend is a former Marine and a operator, so he's very good at those kind of amphibious landings. So I'm just you just let somebody know.
Now come bail me out.
All right. So I watched
Hey.
Deep Horizon. I know what's up. I know how to take one of those
I'm
things
getting
down.
them,
Yeah. But anyway. That was a joke, just so anybody like in monitoring services. All right, if there's somehow an oil rig that blows up in the Gulf in the next couple of days, I had nothing to do with it.
It was this guy.
Right.
It was his idea.
It was literally a flippant comment, meant as sarcasm and satire. All right, so all right, because Jesus, we know how those things go up like tinders. So so we don't want that. All right, I saw one movie and I'm convinced that that's how all of them are.
Oh, hell.
See what Hollywood? Yeah, Jerry's like, I work on one. What do you tell me about the hammerheads? Hammerheads? And
Yeah, please stop.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
oh, yeah,
God, yeah. There's sharks around that fucker 24/7, man.
Christ. No, thank you.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
Crazy.
Jesus. A
So
crackhead.
Jerry,
Anyway.
we got through this whole thing. We figured out what you can have a new tier, a table read for your brand new days. There you go with the
Oh, yeah.
accents and
Yeah,
everything.
right. Oh yeah, I want to
Hell
hear
yeah.
Jerry's. I
Oh
want to
my
hear
God.
Jerry's accent.
I would love
Yes.
Reading an Irish accent, man, bro.
Action comic.
Yeah.
Fucking morning to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. Because listen, if Dan can have a director's read through, you can have one
Ain't
too.
good enough.
That's awesome. All right, Jude. I know where you're going to be tomorrow, but
Yeah,
tell
I'm-
everybody where they can find you.
All right.
on the social handles.
All right. You can find me at theartofjudemartys.com. That's the website. The Art of Jude Marty's Facebook, The Art of Jude Marty's Instagram, Shriek of Terror's Instagram and Facebook.
Your book. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm working on Necromantic Noir.
Necromantic alone is a cool name, but keep going.
Yeah.
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 There's
Yeah, that's a cool. That's a badass cover.
Hell yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna
That's
be
cool, man.
painting that. Here's some of the stuff on the inside. Like one of my signature things I like to try to be is a little cinematic with some of my
Mhm.
some of my
That
stuff.
looks good, man. Yeah, that's good
Um,
stuff. I love the boot. By the way,
Yeah.
the boot,
Sick.
and he got the boot right because I did that for Psycho and Resurgence, and it looks like hot shit. Like I was at the Comic-Con and I looked at his underneath his boot. I'm like, oh, that's what a real boot looks like. You would think I would take one of my boots that I wear to work,
Yeah.
combat boots, every goddamn day I work. You think I would look at one of them and study it? No. No, I could do it off the top of my head, and it looks like hot shit. But anyway, guys, that was really good.
probably be working on this. Have it as
Yeah, I saw that. You penciled that the other day. That is badass.
Yeah.
That's
a
nice.
great-
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, wow.
working on prints and stuff. I got a couple of novels I'm doing. I did the covers for. Work. I have to actually talk to the writer to do the interior illustrations. So those probably within the next year be coming out. So I got some embers in the fire right now.
Well, I will tell you that Moon Knight that my daughter got from you that you
Yeah.
did. Yeah, I didn't give it to her. It's mine. Like my kids all Moon
Dirty
Knight. She
boy,
sees
dirty.
3 freaking episodes of this thing, and she's all Moon Knight this, Moon Knight. I'm like, you need to calm the hell up. I mean, let me tell you something. Like I was Moon Knight
Been
in middle
following him
school.
for
For
40
Christ's
years.
sakes, for Halloween. Don't step to me. And she's just like, oh, I want that Moon Knight. And Jude comes over and hands it to her. I'm like, really? Really? And we're driving home. I'm like, what? Why? I thought it was cool. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. I copied it and switched it out with her. That's why.
The old switcheroo.
Nah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
but she loves that. She loves that. I got a
awesome.
frame for her to hang it up and stuff. That's cool.
I've been playing with the idea of taking the Fist of Khonshu cover number
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
and kind of doing an Alex Ross and recreating it like
Yeah, I love the fact that you paint. That's a medium I don't even attempt to do.
That's
Like,
cool.
I don't. Yeah, I am nope. Like,
it's relaxing.
yeah. Makes sure. If you know how to do it, yeah, sure it is.
Yeah, I take your word for it.
Hey, whatever you say.
Yeah. Absolutely, it's relaxing.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
all right. So you're going to be at the Smithville Art Walk tomorrow, right?
Yep. And then in
then-
June I will be at whatever
Jersey
they're
Shore
calling
Comic-
it. in
Jersey
Palms
Shore
River.
Comic Book Show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Nerd Fest in August.
Yeah, that's
And-
a blast.
Yeah. Whatever else catches my eye that I can afford between.
Yeah,
then
you and I are very similar with how we approach these things. So we had this conversation. I mean, outside of the Baltimore Comic-Con thing, Jude and I are very much like, if it's a one-day con, we're there. If it's more than a one-day con, I'm not going. It's like it's kind of like, it's usually, and so yeah, we feel very much, and we always like to go within driving distance of where we live. Like it's like, I mean, except my dad did drive down to North Carolina for Congregate, so
Hell
Jerry
yeah.
flew.
I
Jerry
was-
flew me for it.
Yeah,
Jerry
right,
flew.
I
he's a
was
cool guy.
alone.
He flew. Are you flying to Baltimore too?
I'll take a cab. I don't care. As long as I know how to drive.
I was up in the
Yeah.
air with doing Garden State Comic Fest, but
Yeah, I know. You remember you said, yeah.
you know what? I talked
Can't do
to
that.
a couple of my buddies, some friends who've done it, and some of my old teachers who do it. And it's a 3-day commitment, and it's like a $300 commitment.
That's how it was.
And-
Like I said, if I wasn't splitting the table for Baltimore, I don't think I
Yeah,
would be doing it.
it's
So,
it's a
yeah.
lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot, and I don't.
Especially not knowing if you're gonna make. I mean, it's all about making the table back. That's the measure of success at this stage. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
everything other than that is profit. But
Well, I'm willing to not make my table at the event Like, because a lot of the times I get commission, I'll get commissions. Like,
Yeah, you do a lot of commission work at the events. Like you,
yeah.
I couldn't. That's
So
like I see guys doing that. I cannot do that.
yeah,
Nobody wants.
you know, but
That's
it's a lot. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll look into Baltimore. Maybe I'll join you guys.
Nice.
Hey, D over here is looking for a table. Just put a table. So these good people. But,
All right.
all right. So me. Oh, geez. What do I got going on? A book that's driving me nuts. Yeah, my book is being colored. Yeah, thank you for all my backers. It's happening. It's where I just got the proofs back for trading cards today. For the trading cards that my buddy Steve Kennedy is making, Sleek Design, and they are epic. Sleek always delivers. I mean, all the guys that I work with Pharos Crew, they always deliver for me, and he's not the exception. Like I asked him to do this, and he literally created the nanites. I gave him a design of the nanites. I told him what the nanites look like. This is what I want. This is how they look. This is, I was very specific. If anybody knows me, I'm very specific. And he killed it. He literally killed it. And they look exactly the way I picture them to look. And the trading cards alone, he drew, some brand new artwork for the trading cards for certain gang members, and they're great. I'm going to be sending an update on Kickstarter so everyone can see those, so they understand that things are being done. I'm getting pages, usually a page back a day or every other day from Cristiano, so that's happening. Sometimes though, I need to lean into having some. I have to change some stuff, so that kind of hangs it up because it's me, and that's how I am. And I just certain things like probably could let go, but I don't because it's bad. But be a perfectionist, guys, right? Anyway, but yeah, so I got that. So it's working. It's happening. It's coming. I wish it was here sooner, but it will be worth it when you get it. I promise you. That said, tomorrow I will be at Smithville Art Walk. I have that going on. June, I have just a Jersey Shore comic book show in Toms River, New Jersey. Let's see. I have Nerd Fest in August, like Jude had said. That'll be in Jersey as well. I hopefully have Congregate in July to go down to North Carolina. I'm hoping. Hoping they don't they approve or even get back to me at least. I have Baltimore Comic Con the end of October, and I have Ocean City, Maryland. I'm waiting to hear back. I can't officially say, but I do have that for December, the first weekend of December. Ocean City, Maryland, OC Con. So I got some stuff going on. So. But other than that, man, if this wasn't one of the better phalanxes, I don't know what was. Holy ass.
Awesome. Awesome.
Bro, this was whew. And this is, like I said, this is good. Like,
There's gonna be a lot of replays on this one.
No,
I think so.
No.
I definitely want to thank our two new guests, Tim Hayes, right? Thank you, Tim, for coming on. I know I hit you last minute with it, but you're always welcome. Hey, by the way, if any of you guys on this panel, you see that we're running a phalanx, and for some reason I'm brain dead and I didn't reach out to you or whatever, shoot me a message. Say, hey, you got room. But sometimes it's always rotating because sometimes we have guys that say they're going to do it and can't do it. Things come up. We're all been there. We're all adults. We all have hectic lives, so things are always fluid. Jude, oh man, thanks for coming. you really lightened this up. This is great. But yeah, again, you're welcome anytime. I will see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, it's been a great phalanx. It was lighthearted. I think we got some pretty awesome information out there and learned a lot just from talking to each other like we always do. Yep. And I thank everyone who hung in there and tuned in and watched the silliness that we had, the fun that we had, and hopefully you learned something. That's always the goal here. And everyone in the comments, you're awesome. Thank you very much for keeping the comments going. It was fantastic, and we were all laughing. Some great stuff going on in there as well. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. We would greatly appreciate that. That's something that we want to keep making these, and obviously we are. If you have a YouTube channel, you subscribe. We subscribe back. I don't. We're definitely that. We understand the numbers are important when it comes to YouTube, and so please, if you could feel to subscribe, we would be very appreciative to help us continue to do this. And we almost live that massive influencer fat paycheck life. So, well, I mean, not all of us. Drew's not here. Drew's already living that life, but he's, hey guys, I got 10,000 books. I got a really good deal on. We're talking about Drew Lenhart, by the way. I got 10,000 books. I got a really good deal. Yeah, I got my ass $100 bills. I got these books. You can just give them away. They don't mean anything. You just give them away. But
here's 10 free books.
Yeah, it's everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Nothing. Yeah, but he's gonna be so pissed in the chat. He started it because when he said he was gonna be on today, he said, "Yeah, I'll be tuning in from the Taj Mahal." He said it. We didn't say it. He said it. So, because if you guys don't know, our buddy Drew. Yeah, our buddy Drew, he does his lives when he's a member of the Savage Sandbox with us, but he does his lives from wherever he does it, and he has
A gold ceiling.
He has a gold ceiling.
gold tiles on his
I got fucking
ceiling.
comics.
And
Gold
he's
ceiling.
literally like we'll use where Tim's vantage point, where Tim is. Like if Tim was Drew, the whole ceiling above his head is gold. It's all gold.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, so it's great. But anyway, okay. Hey, everyone, seriously, one last rib before we had to get off. D, thanks for joining us. Dennis, Jerry,
Thanks,
Jude,
always.
Cooley, Tim, thank you. This is a great
Awesome.
time. I had a blast.
Awesome.
My sides hurt. And I'll try to we'll try to schedule another one of these a lot more sooner. I think these are they're
Blessed.
fun. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Sounds
All
good.
right, I'm gonna just gonna
Awesome.
end the broadcast, guys, and we'll be in the green room. Just give me 1 second. Thanks for tuning in to the Phalanx, episode 17.